Hello, everyone. I have to make sure that this is... Ah, it wasn't. It was a liar. I fixed it. Hello, Jupiter. It was going to show all my files. No, I was just going to show all my files if I opened the thing. So I was like, no, I got to check. Comics. Oh, yes, hello. Welcome.
Yes, hello, Jupiter. Welcome,
what am I
welcome.
Doing? References. He's a main cast, but I don't know which one I want to add it with. Hello, Mason.
Hey, Amazing. Welcome, welcome.
We'll put it this one. Okay, that had little trees in it for some reason. Oh, probably because we talked about trees for a second. Let me save this as something else.
We likely did. That's usually what ends up happening.
Drawings. Yeah, you can't use quotes. Let me use things. No. Can I use that? I can! Haha! Alright, we're not muted, so it's not me being dumb. Alright, we're good. Let me remove all this stuff. Because today, well, for anyone who's unaware for whatever reason, we make a comic. I'm gonna start it. We're gonna try to promote a lot.
Let's make a comic. Let's see if we can actually be good content creators.
I'm gonna try to be better content creators. Make a comic. It's called Outcast. Spelled with an E at the end.
I just realized, I don't know how I never noticed this. It says Mar apostrophe S. I don't know why it took me this long to notice.
Okay. It's Mars and Ori's comic.
Mars's.
No, just Mars. It's Mars and Ori's comic. It's not Mars's and Ori's comics. It's Mars and Ori's comic. Yes, Mason does make one too. And we have just gone into a temporary pause for a planning phase.
Yes.
A momentary pause. Yes, I've been told by more than one person that hiatus is a scary word that usually is not a planned thing, even though that's not how it used to be when TV shows were a big deal.
I guess it's just gotten a bad connotation over the years. It's gotten
because nobody wants to say it's gotten a bad connotation because nobody wants to say I'm dropping this. And it just goes on indefinite hiatus, you know, which we're not doing. It's very definite. It is November of this year, 2025.
Planned out, guys.
Just in relation to the comic, nothing else. We gotta make sure that we can get the info out there. We can get the stuff happening. But that there is a good amount of content. For if you haven't read it yet, to go read it now. Hello, Jupiter.
Oh yes, there's quite a bit of content.
Yes, there's quite a bit of content
to enjoy.
And
with
you
us
know
as
what?
The duo, Ori helms the artist helm. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to explain our roles in making the comic.
You are early, Jupiter. You're on time. Earlier than normal, though. How to explain the roles? Ori is lead artist. Mars is lead writer. Done. Do we do a little bit of the other things each? Yeah, a little bit sometimes. But, honestly, it makes most sense to just go Ori's the artist and Mars is the writer.
It does.
There's no need to be fancy about it.
I wanted to tie it into piratey things somehow.
Oh,
I wanted to say
I see.
At the helm of the artistry is Ori. There
Ori
we go.
is
That's
captain
what I wanted to
artist
say.
and Mars is captain writer.
Captain Writer.
Fighting boys.
Not a bad pirate name, actually.
Captain Ryder? Yeah, because it sounds like rider.
That guy sounds like Ryder.
Yeah, because we're American.
Yeah.
And we don't say
think alike.
T's. But, yeah, so, big deals stuff happening. And,
Yes.
literally the next entry, which is the next chapter, I'm gonna call it chapters for people who don't read the comic, because I think that's easiest
I'm gonna
to
say chapters,
equate.
too. I feel like that's easier to follow.
I feel like its episode is the thing that comes out, and then a chapter is, you know, what we call an entry. But we just do that for funsies.
Guys, brief interlude. I apologize for any noises that come at me tonight. The allergies are just absolutely annihilating me.
Oh my gosh. Take the
It's
drugs.
I did take the drugs. The
Take-
drugs have worn off.
Better drugs. More drugs. Alright. It was so warm today. But there's
It
two
was. I spent some time outside. It was nice.
there's two main things. No, not there's two main things. There's actually a lot of things. And that is the fact that basically nearly every character in this next chapter, hello Esdrock,
Yes,
is
Doc. Welcome,
a
welcome.
new character, a never before seen character.
Yes.
And two of them are unnamed background characters, but background in the sense of that they're unnamed and will probably never exist again and shouldn't be very thing. Hello,
In
Penguin.
the sense that they will be NPCs that definitely
Yes.
still need a design.
NPCs that definitely still need to look distinguishable from each other and random other goers and all this sort of stuff. It's unfortunate. Will I reach windbreaker levels of consistency? Probably not, because, well, I guess the answer is technically yes, except for they
It would
don't
be
have.
that hard.
Well, yeah, it's not that hard for us because we don't have like a class of X amount of students in like a bunch of different classes. Hello, John. The
Hello,
Buddy
John.
Faiths of the
Welcome,
world.
welcome.
Yeah, the Buddy Faiths, the Bruce Goodmans, the Neil
Exactly.
Marshalls, you know, where they have names and they are people and they are recognizable, but they're not important. They can be easily replaced by anybody else.
Lovingly refer to them as Guard 1 and Guard 2.
Ah, Dichotomy! Welcome.
Hello!
But Dichotomy, I promise that Fortune will be much, much cooler when I color him with my actual lines. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna derail for a second. So I'm gonna promote Dichotomy Games too. If any of y'all are artists and are looking to do something cool with like TTRPG stuff, Dichotomy Games, this person in chat, he is the head of a collective called Dichotomy Games that makes 5e homebrew. And they're looking for another artist in addition to their lead artist, Molly.
Penguin, welcome.
They're looking for a additional artist. And I already put it on our server, Dichotomy. I'm going to say it first. But it ties into everything that I'm about to say. And so if you would be interested, you should definitely check out their stuff if you haven't yet. They have a very distinct art style that goes along with their 5e stuff that they're looking for. It's all line art.
Oh, yes.
And that sort of thing.
Fabulous.
That's great. Yeah,
Fabulous,
Molly is the
fabulous.
goat for it. Oh my god. But so last week on Thursday, we of course did a stream about Fortune, the Marooned Boatswain, which was a Dichotomy Games subclass, homebrew subclass for their homebrew class that was a pirate-themed, built on stream, that was a pirate-themed homebrew stream because they were thanking me for making their stream overlay and schedule and just being a cool dude. And thus it was pirate themed because we're pirate themed. And of course, I love the Harlequin, and which is the homebrew subclass. And so I drew Fortune, and we designed him on stream, and I finally drew him, and I was inspired by their little call to action to apply. If you're an artist, go check it out. The apple of Outcast. Of Outcast's eye, yes. And I did it! And I realized why I won't do this art style. I don't know if I'd call it a style. I wouldn't like an art style, a rendering style, because I didn't draw it in Molly's art style in the sense of like,
oh, those are thicker lines than what I'm used to seeing from you, Ori.
Well, yeah. So the dichotomy games, let me see if I can grab. I definitely can. Let me just get a good one. Where's the Harlequin? It's all at the top, isn't it? Yeah, here it is. Alphabetical order.
The style dichotomy.
It is a style.
Look at that.
So, okay, this is a good one. This is what has inspired me to love the Harlequin, is this image here. Okay, this one. And this is Molly's artwork for the Harlequin, the Battle Jester Harlequin. Ah, I see, Mason. Then yes, definitely. The apple of Outcast. We have many apples of Outcast. But
literally most of port is going to consist of them.
So this is the art style, right? And that they're trying to mimic. And the reason they went with the line art, and then so you can see that this is Molly's art style. Forget the rendering. Versus this is like definitely my art style with how the character is drawn, like proportions and how, like, you know, the hand and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that is all Ori. You know, you can definitely see that. But the rendering style, which I think is the best thing, being just line art and the thick lines on the outside, thin lines on the inside. If you get it, you know. If you know, you know. Something else?
Which is really wild to see.
And so I specifically tried to mimic that for this. And I also did one that, as you can see on Molly's, there is some sort of level of a little bit of a third sort of intermediate grayscale color. I went a little overboard with my little intermediate grayscale color because Fortune has a very distinct look in my head. But, so yeah, this was the color. I think I like the non-filled in version more. I think this muddies it too much, personally. But,
a little tricky to make out the details, but it still works.
Yeah. I used to do, like, not necessarily the thick line on the outside, but definitely, like, the bold, solid black line work multiple years ago now. And it's actually Outcast that caused me to do that, to stop doing that, because it makes the perfectionism come out really hard. The solid lines makes the perfectionism come out really hard. And I am sitting here, well, I love this pose and I love his design. I see every flaw. Every flaw.
And you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Ori? I don't see any flaws whatsoever.
I know dichotomy, and technically this one is too. The one I had is too. It is transparent black, but it is grayscale still, mathematically, scientifically. But yeah, so I'm sitting here and seeing every single possible flaw, versus with the normal art style that I do, it's like, hello, Federico.
Federico. Welcome.
I specifically, no,
exactly, Penguin. I don't know what Ori's talking about.
I'm not gonna point him out. I know better than that. I'm a smart artist. And I will not tell you the things that I think are wrong. Hello, Jim. I know better than that because that would be dumb of me to point out the issues to people who don't see it. That's a stupid move. Don't do that. If you're an artist, if you're a writer, you don't do that.
There are none.
There's lots of flaws. And overall, it was definitely more of like a, oh god, I want this to be done moment.
She's gaslighting us into thinking there's flaws.
I'm definitely not gaslighting anybody. And versus the art style that I use has actually been specifically designed to be able to be imperfect and messy. Like, I specifically do actions in a way that is they're invisible. So it's definitely like, this is a fun experiment, but damn, not for me. Because look at the cleanness here.
I still think it came out amazing.
So crazy. It's very good, and he will get the normal Ori art style and the normal Ori rendering treatment, because I love that pose way too much to not do it.
It's just too good.
Do we call it nitrous oxide? Yes. There's something that you call it when you do scuba diving, that you do something like that. Or the flawless? No. We don't. I don't want to be that. You don't do this.
The pressure, the expectations. You
guys. No. Guys, okay. Last thing now about the comic. Oh, I see. I'm looking in Couch Mason. He's shaped like a bean. Yeah, he is. He's shaped like a bean. But, my brain died. Bring it back. We were talking about that. This. Oh, yeah. So the reason we're going into a planning phase is because that entry that just came out yesterday, guys. So remember, comic. I'm gonna plug it again. I think everybody else here knows, but I'm still gonna do it. Maybe there's some lurkers in here that don't know. But
it's very possible.
The episode that just came out yesterday, I literally finished at 11, like 25 the day before. Sunday night? Barely. There was a significant period of time where I'm like, I'm just gonna upload it, and there's gonna be these 2 panels that aren't rendered, and I'm gonna do it after and fix them, because oh my god.
Read from the beginning, Dichotomy. You're gonna be here a long time.
Right. That's what he likes to do, and we made a deal. If we keep, we've kept the deal, Dichotomy, so, perfect.
All right.
I have watched...
I think you just create extra work for yourself, but...
A lot of that ship art, Jupiter, though. I have not played a single moment of Cookie Run. I know of Kingdom. I know nothing about that game.
All I know is
that Simon
Holtz is one of the characters.
Does he? Oh my god, every time. What was I watching? We were watching Windbreaker, and we're 5 minutes in. We're 5 minutes in, and this one character talks, and I just went, he says like 3 words, and it's all well, and I was like, I paused, and I'm like, no way. No way.
He does
no way.
And he's wreck in To Be Hero.
Yeah. But it's like, no way. And I'm like, immediately, I'm like looking up, because it like I have captioning on, so it tells me the character's name. I'm like looking it up, I'm like, oh my god, it is! Very exciting. I bought all my fabric and stuff to make my cosplay for the convention, and I'm very excited. Honestly, so the pattern I got is a retro pattern, like it's an old pattern, and oh my god, it feels so nice. Oh, it gives knitting instructions if you want to knit the frickin' cuffs. Like, retro patterns are the bomb, man. Whew.
Oh, they're so good.
My goodness. Is Devsis a fan artist, Jupiter?
It looks like Sayu is the voice of Smoked Cheese Cookie.
Smoked Cheese Cookie.
That is the
I've ever been obsessed with the game. Federico, I have to say, I think we're at that, and it's called Ace Attorney. I think I've Stockholm syndromed my way. Not that the game was ever bad, but just like the amount of Ace Attorney, like I love it. Obviously, I definitely do, but I don't think I would have loved it nearly as much if I wasn't, like, in the community with you guys and drawing the characters for thumbnails and, like, editing the videos. Like the amount of Ace Attorney content I have to consume on a daily basis is incredible. Like, it really is.
Actually.
It really is.
These videos have to get edited somehow, you guys.
They get edited, they get clipped, they get mushed into the compilation for the redirect. Like, oh my god. The amount of times I've seen the same content. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's we play it the first time, then over multiple years at this point later, it's not that long yet, but like a year and a half later, I get to watch it again to edit it, where you watch the whole thing at least like 2 times, 3 times maybe, and then I have to put the shorts in it. So then I'm watching specific moments in the shorts, and then later on I have to go and put it all in together in the compilation. Honestly, the redirects are my favorite. The redirects are by far my favorite.
They're so good.
And
it's funny. I'm trying to think of a video game I've been obsessed with. Definitely, I think I fall in the same category of just loving Ace Attorney now, because like Ori said, we play it very consistently. It's very fun. But I do play other games a bit more consistently. I think you all know about my Persona 4 obsession, because I have gone on record saying, like, I am a writer because of Persona 4. I write things I write because of Persona 4. I think it's safe to say I'm pretty fairly obsessed with that. I was in the Sonic fandom for quite a bit back in middle school. That was pretty fun.
Okay.
It was a nice community.
I need my calories.
But then I had to leave because the negativity around the games was just not fun anymore.
Talk about your friend. Oh yeah, you didn't say a struck, but I'm about to struggle, guys, because I have no idea how to draw just a normal dude. Or he makes too many characters. How do I make just a dude?
You have to make
and they have to be distinct dudes. I will say, very proud of this like pose I did freestyle. It's great.
I feel like some
very happy with it.
Facial hair could go
on which
a
one?
Long way here.
Ooh, okay. I have an idea. I kept thinking of the first one as kind of lankier and the second one as kind of stouter. I don't know if you had an opinion. That's just a vibe I felt.
I can envision that.
Okay.
I do envision,
I'm also now thinking
tossed around a little bit.
The
as
first
being
one,
a more, like, fresh one.
Yeah. Well, I'm also thinking the first one has a scruff 5 o'clock shadow type thing, but the second one has like a beard. Thoughts?
Do I love Nyogo?
Hello, Larson.
If that is the one I'm thinking of, and I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it's the detective. Yes, love her. She's great. Honestly, I don't think there's a single bad character in Persona 4. Except for the creepy nurse that starts hitting on you when you take the hospital job. That's one character where I'm like, okay, we're going a bit too far here. But all of the main characters, like pretty sure there's more than 5, so I cannot say 5-man band. Hi, Larson. Welcome.
It worked. See, there you go, Larson. It worked. Told you.
There you go. No explosion. I don't see any explosion around here.
So do we think the first one is younger? And if younger, how much younger?
I would lean older than average.
Okay.
But younger than Guard 2. I'm thinking like...
Okay.
He's in his late 20s.
Early 30s, I can see it. And then Guard 2 is like 40s, early 40s. I can see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning.
All right. So, definitely lankier.
Yes, a lanky boy indeed.
I think so. We're gonna give like a little scruffy.
Ooh, you getting into Sims 2?
Because of the nuke, we just talked about
Let
it.
me check days and I'll scroll back.
Yes, Penguin. Yes, we love.
Probably won't ever play because you know who the killer is.
I think
it's still a fun game.
The Lorax movie.
This is why I say spoilers don't matter to me, because like
even
if I know it's about the journey getting there, I still want to know, like, okay, I know the conclusion. How did we get to the conclusion?
Okay, we're gonna talk a lot about.
I really liked Miki and Dali.
Alejandro Saab today.
Ending, and it's just like, oh, I gotta go through all this pain to get to it. I know it's gonna end happy, but I gotta go through all this pain to get to it.
Oh snap, Esdrock. That's fighting. That's fighting words for Mars. Whew. I know that's your friend, but you can. Oh, not 4.
That's about Persona 5.
Oh, okay. I see. It's too many numbers. But we're gonna talk a lot about Alejandro Saab today because what Mars just said relates to something he literally said very recently, and I like said to Mars, and because he gets very upset when he's playing like a video game and the chat is like spoiling or like telling him how to solve a thing when he's like, how do we solve this? And then they just go out and they're like, go forward. It's like, why?
It's a rhetorical question.
It's the whole thing about how it was like, if you're invested in it already, you don't want to be spoiled. So we're invested in Ace Attorney. While a spoiler wouldn't stop me from playing, because there's a lot of Ace Attorney, it would be, I would be upset about it. I would be sad about it if I learned like a culprit, you know?
Here's a perfect example. To Be Hero X. If I knew some of the big twists without having seen the show, I would have checked it out regardless, because I'm like, oh, this is interesting, and I like the art style. Also, I'm curious about some of these twists.
But
how do
now,
they play into a larger story? But now that I started watching it on my own and I'm in it, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
don't come near
same
me
with Link Click.
Don't come near me with spoilers. I want to find out.
Same with Link Click. If there was like a Link Click spoiler before we started watching it, it would be like, ooh, gotta watch that now. That looks crazy. But now that we're like literally spent 5 hours after watching a 6 episode, technically 8 episode season, because the first one is like an hour long episode season, that we then spent 4 hours theorizing about it. Plus, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be so pissed.
I would be so damn mad.
Even if their name's culprit. See, I will say, with Ace Attorney, I'm less concerned about the names. I would prefer to go in as blind as possible. But it's a big thing, like, yeah, if one of the actual murderers, if I was spoiled, while it wouldn't stop me, because the rest of the game is still fun, I would be very upset.
Yeah, I'd be sad.
As a better color? You can, like, can I? I can't set the stream bot one, no. Yeah, no matter how obvious it is. Pastry Puff's like that too. Dylan's also like that too. They're like no spoiler people. I'm definitely like with Mars, where it's like, I'm okay with it for certain things, but I'm not okay with it if it's like invested. And especially if there's mystery involved. I mean, we talked about...
spoiler is the whole reason I'll check out a show.
Yeah. And also, I will say, the spoiler that Mars got from Miki and Dali was not the mystery spoiled, right? It was just that it was a happy ending.
Here's a happy ending.
Yeah, that was it.
Kids finally aren't miserable anymore.
Okay, what if I go on the internet and I look up generic male hairstyle? I need like my goal is to be...
what you're going to get.
Some of the hardest shit to draw.
Look up military hairstyles.
Yeah, that's what I did for someone already.
Oh, okay.
Someone has the military brat hairstyle. And then some of them are kind of, if I'm being honest...
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
The really, really close, short crew cut, I think looks stupid. And I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't look at it and not think of Connie from Attack on Titan. I'm sorry.
There's a level when it gives me some of them
for me now.
Some of them give like season 1 Zuko vibes, and I can't do it. I spoiled myself for JJK, Mason. I specifically spoiled myself. I had to make sure about something.
She needed to know what kind of torture she was about to endure.
I had to be confident because, especially in a show like JJK, like I said, I didn't do you only find spoilers if you seek them out yourself. Yeah, that's a vibe too. That's a vibe too. I stopped watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners because the main character death flags were so blaring. I had to go check. Oh, that would be so cool, Mason.
Ooh.
I had to check if I was right because I like dropped out, and I had to check if I was right, and I was right, and I was like, yep. Nope, can't do this. And then yeah, exactly, Mason. I can't do that. I can't do that to any character. I can't do it to him. I just don't want to draw that kind of but then with JJK, obviously
Super
it's
good, but boy, he ugly in the beginning.
Yeah, we're here for season 3. It was me. Sorry.
It's Ori.
I hit a button at my phone. It's my bad. I'm sorry. I don't know where I left off. The computer was censoring me for JJK. It didn't want me to give any spoilers.
You were so upset.
You thought dichotomy. Dichotomy. I have a question for you. Dichotomy. Are you a professional homebrewer? This is a genuine question. I'm very curious of your opinion. I know this is a joke. I'm not actually like upset at you. I'm just very actually curious now. Dichotomy. I was just simulating your lack of ears. For the good old days.
There we go.
In the past. Yeah, so in JJK, I had to look up if 3 characters did die. And there was one of those 3 characters, and again, this is really vague. By definition, really? I don't think by definition. Not as like a slight.
Ooh.
Really? That's pretty impressive if so. But, my brain has died. Yeah, Vegeta's rough too. But yeah, so those 3 characters, if one of those 3 characters did die, I was gonna have to back out. I was gonna have to be like, Mars, I'm sorry, you gotta do this journey alone. I can't take it. But the second that the manga ended, I'm like, I need to know how it ends because I need to know if a character dies or not. And I was like, okay. I can be in this for the long haul because I know that it's not... concern. Really? Just if you get paid in general? Interesting. I thought it was if you had... I thought it was if you got paid, like, as your main source of income. Or, like, enough to, you know, live off of. Would what be a good reference?
A good reference? What do you mean, Mason?
Vegeta? Or would homebrewing be a good reference on your resume? Or did you say a reference before the Vegeta thing that I need to check? No, we were just talking about... Oh, Addie reading Outcast? That'd be fun. We actually made that happen in our own AU. So yeah, very common one. I think that works pretty well, especially because they're like very different worlds, you know? So it's hard to like shove them. They do that in Mob Psycho too. One Punch Man is a comic in the Mob Psycho universe, I think. I think that's the way it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also another there's another comic that we read. It was called Sunnyside Skies.
Huh.
And in that comic there's
Yeah, Toaster like Dude, Toaster Guy, something like that. It's like Toaster Dude, I think it is. I think it's Toaster Dude.
But that became its own spin-off comic to Sunnyside Skies, which I thought was really funny.
I don't know what you're whatting, Mason. Penguin was joking about the spoilers thing, but if you're whatting the Mob Psycho thing, yeah. It's really cool. You see it a couple times. Yes. And you can also see, like, Saitama and Genos in, like, the background of, like, certain scenes, like, in crowds. You can see, like, his bald head next to the blonde character. It's pretty funny.
Easiest character model to incorporate.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well at that point, you know? Just like you can see Rapunzel and Eugene going to, Elsa's, Elsa's coronation. That's the word I want. No, Mason, I didn't draw an AU of Addie reading Outcast. We drew an Outcast AU in the Ace Attorney AU. Ferrix and Milano reference reading a comic in the newspaper that is Outcast.
Yeah, Ferrix reads it. He's trying to convince Milano to.
Yeah, Penguin. And it actually, people love Toaster Dude so much that they made it an actual spin-off short comic, and it's really funny. It's so good.
It's really good. You can,
I recommend really Toaster Dude. Like, Sunnyside Skies is great too. It's like just ended, I think.
I don't think it ended. I think it's just updating very slowly.
Oh, I thought there was one and it seemed very final. I don't remember. But
no, I don't
kind of
think
recently.
They're ending.
Okay. I thought they were. I could have sworn it said finale on it. Now I have to check. No,
I
don't
think
the
so.
Toaster Dude comic is very funny. Webtoon. Brain. Skies. Don't be sorry, Mason.
That's an easy way to incorporate references. Yeah, I say go for it.
I guess not. I guess I had seen a hiatus thing or something. I don't know.
I know they've been updating slower than usual.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time.
I gotta be honest, for me, is not particularly helpful because I keep forgetting the story and where we are.
Yeah, that's the concern with Outcast. It's like, I don't want to have to take so long in between.
Well, that's like, I feel like our style, like breaking it into seasons and then taking like a little time off before the next season, you know, like a TV show. And
yeah.
People have been doing that
I just wish it was
centuries.
seasons and not chapters, but you know, such is life.
Tis what it is.
Let me go back to generic male. I was gonna... Male character hairstyle generator. Let's see what comes up.
No AI, no AI, no AI.
No AI. That doesn't work anymore though, sadly.
Tried.
This is all, unfortunately, AI. Huh.
Ew.
Wow.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And my day is not ruined, but like, wow, this is not what I wanted. I wanted something very specific, and this is not it. Like this! That looks good. Okay.
Ferrix would be Addie's favorite.
Somebody, first person in chat to say a number between 1 and 12. You get to pick theirs though. I will mimic this fucking little like clip art list of dudes' hairstyles. 11. All right. Okay. These parts on the other side of the head that I normally do. It kind of gives like a very, very shaggy look.
Rolled a D12. Dang.
Oh, you were on top of it, dichotomy.
Hold on to that D12 dichotomy. It'd be lucky.
You gotta add the Ahoge. It wouldn't be an Ori character if it didn't have Ahoge. As you can see, Fortune has Ahoge. You can get the next one, Mason. The next one will be 4 for the other guy, because we have one other guy. It's funny. The clip art of this guy of this hairstyle has like a big beard, and the clip art of the other style guy is clean shaven. But such is life. This is his hair now. Nice and easy. So technically, this guy has a long beard in this one, but I'm gonna give him a little bit of hair in the back there.
And unlike the collars, humans don't get cool hair stripies.
No.
They get one hair color and they stick with
Except for Perrin and gang. Well, Perrin's is one hair color, but they have a thing going on. Do I want that or no? Yeah, I like it. Doesn't make him look too...
It's not the sus word.
You think of the other word? Yeah, it's not the sus word. Alright, great. There he is. That's that. I have to give him eyes. Gonna try to make it as simple as possible. I'm constantly torn up between the, like, I don't want to put so much effort personally into making these background characters, because unlike Studio Cloverworks or whatever that can freaking make all of the freaking background characters of Windbreaker so iconic yet still chill, I don't have that power. But I'm trying to walk the line between easy for me to draw, recognizable, but not also just like, obviously this is a know-nothing dude, like how all of the forensics and guard guys in Ace Attorney are the same exact dude, or how like in other things they'll like give no eyes to a character. It's like, I get why they do it, I'm not against that, like for other people, but yeah. You'll never know what I was going to say, Penguin. Which word would it have been? And so I'm like constantly in the sort of like limbo of you're trying to do it. I guess we'll just do like, because then I'm like, are y'all gonna notice if I give both of these guys the same eyes? You know, both Dugar, if they have the same eyes, is that going to be noticeable? Like,
would you guys?
I don't know. Because I know it'll be noticeable to me.
They might. I don't know.
Yeah, they can't have the same eyes.
Astute readers.
Do they have to share? They don't have to share the eyes.
They don't have to share their
Not
eyeballs.
that kind of the same eyes. Just
Not
like
that.
It's okay. It's a very difficult thing because I specifically pride myself on making my characters look different. Because, you know, when I do like character design for, TTRPG characters, player characters, and when I do, of course, for the comics and stuff like that, I want it to be recognizable. And I will say, when you have the animal to go off of, it's very nice and easily. It's very nice and easy, but when it's just like a dude, I don't know. Yes, they would look the same.
Just dudes.
Well, it's because, like, the problem I have is now this is a guy, right? And now no other guy can be this guy. I don't want any other guy to be this guy, but now I have to somehow make these other guys not the same guy.
Everyone, welcome to Ori's Hell.
Yeah, it is Ori's Hell. Oh, there's, you know, however many trillion people in the world. I don't even know what the number is. It's, I think someone yelled at me that it was or wasn't trillion. I don't even know. But,
people.
and you know, what? I think statistically you have like 4 doppelgangers or something like that. Like, I don't need this in my life. And then it's like,
there are so many people in the Outcast world.
Someone clipped that. I don't know what was gold. I don't know what was gold.
Probably your rant.
How far back was it?
Allergies be gone.
Penguin, you're on Twitch. Clip it. I don't know if you're on mobile.
It
or
is definitely more than 10, Penguin. I can confirm.
It's a large number? Okay, now I have to check. Oh, Sayu's live. I can only catch when Sayu streams early. And Monarch. Oh, look at them. They're not playing together, though.
I know, I've been watching them both more frequently.
Sayu plays Hollow Knight.
Just like,
where am I going? This is where I'm going. I think I've passed the clip moment, but we'll see. Clip it. 30 seconds? Yeah, no, we didn't. I didn't get it. Nope. I don't know if it was gold or not. Close. Okay, so how many doppelgangers does any one person have? Pain indeed. Around 7. Okay.
Okay. That's reasonable.
And that's not from the AI thing. I looked somewhere else. Yeah. On average, each person can have around 7 doppelgangers. Wild. But, like, again, that's across, like, how many people are in the world?
Oh, you were referring to world population?
Oh.
That's a whole different can of worms. It's definitely more than 10. You are right.
8 billion. 8 billion. Thank you, Estrock. 8 billion people. So there are 7 people. Technically 8 if we're counting you, right? There are 8 people. So there's 1 person every billion persons that looks identical to somebody else. Okay? So there's only...
That phone is crazy.
So wait. So if we do the math here, there is roughly only 1 billion different looking people in the world at any given time. If we're gonna follow the statistics this way, I'm gonna say there is definitely not 1 billion people in the world of Outcast. Maybe there's 1 billion people in the Outcast. Right, Penguin? So how do I draw? Miyazaki, do it. Miyazaki, tell me.
This many people. Well, Ori, I will tell you this. Miyazaki has a pretty big team behind him.
Yeah, but still.
Doing the stuff. Like, it wouldn't just be him on his lonesome.
That is true. Also, the Ghibli style is much more samey, and it's more like mixing clothes and stuff.
It's a lot more simplistic than your style.
It's a lot more simplistic, but also, like, I literally just looked up, like, a Miyazaki crowd scene, right? Because that's what we always, like, go to. And, you know, let me pull it in here. This is not, like, this is a feat, okay? I'm not dissing on it. But, like, the only difference, like, this guy and, you know, this guy and this guy are all very similar in face, but they have different hair and different clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ghibli face.
Honestly, most of the people are faced away from the camera. So
that's also true. That's also true. But, like, this guy in a hat with glasses, this guy in a hat with glasses, they're same but different. They have different colors and, you know, whatever. So they're not identical, you know, they're not copy-pasted. But they are similar. And I think I have to get past that. That by time you meet any other dude that maybe kind of looks like him, you'll have forgotten about him. So this is how it looks. We're just keeping it.
Basically, that's what's gonna happen.
We're just keeping it. I'm doing quick and dirty. And we're just gonna... Yeah, and smaller nose. Better. Whose feet? Why do they collapse? Mars, entertain them for a second. I need water really bad.
Okay, sounds good. I shall do it. Who is feet and why do they collab with so many artists? I wish I knew, Mason. I wish I knew. But to pull off such a feat, the name is fitting. This dude looks like 7 other people I've met. I know, right, Penguin? He reminds me of a guy I met at college, reminds me of someone I met in my retail job. He's got that face. He's got that good old recognizable face. It's interesting, because I feel like we got, like, a slight Aster hairstyle going on, but, like, the face is so different. I'm like, oh yeah, that's distinct. Like, to me, it looks very distinct. Like, I'm not gonna mistake this guy for another one of our characters.
No, he doesn't look like anybody else. I know that. The problem is how many not looking like anybody else characters can I possibly make? I'm like, no. Alright. Now to make the other guy.
Well, luckily when we get to port, we'll have mostly callers there. So
which is easier.
Different.
Because that's like the thing about the callers, which I like and which will happen for all of my comics because it's a good starting off point. It's the same thing how we do a lot of names. Having a thing to go off of, to be inspired from, is very, very helpful.
Oh, 100%.
But if you don't have a thing to go off of, it's like, oh god,
a little trickier.
Now have to fall. And the other thing, I guess I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared because I have seen 2 separate artists now that I really enjoy, and their art is great, and this is not meant to be a diss to them at all. But I have seen them now draw 2 different comics, okay? Or work on 2 different comics. That is their art style coming through. And in both of the second comics that they've done, right, timeline-wise, the characters look very, very, very similar to a character or both characters in the first comic. And I want to specifically avoid that because I will totally admit, because we're talking about like main characters too. We're talking about like main characters, right? If the 2 main characters of one thing have then been ported into another thing where they do have different personalities and they are distinct, like character-wise characters, but their like face and eyes and hair are like, this is just you, but slightly mirror dimension, you know? And it's like, okay.
This is you, but you.
I don't want to be here looking at this character and only thinking about the character before, because I don't want that to happen, right? I want to be able to see this as a new character. But when they look so similar, I'm just like,
You want each character to be distinct enough that
I will admit, I will also admit, they did decide on the same colors too. Doesn't help.
Ori, I am curious if you're thinking of the webtoon that I'm thinking of.
There are
Can you
2.
pop it in DM for me? I'm very curious.
Yeah, there's 2. Again, I'm not saying them because I don't want to diss the artist.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you to tell me the name. I just want to know if we're thinking of the same thing. Because it's not bad by any means.
No, and the stories are great, and the art is lovely, and you know
I'll compare it to when the author of MHA like did another character, and everyone was like, "That's just Deku, but tall."
Yeah, right. And it's just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then the other one I'm thinking of is yeah. Oh, you're thinking that one? That's another one.
I was thinking of that one, yeah.
That's another one. That's another one. I feel that one more on the side characters for the one you mentioned than the main characters.
For the side characters, and I also just think I'm attached to the characters more in the first one than I am.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I need the second one to like go somewhere.
Not attached to the ones in the second one yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
The protag of your next comic is Sid, but with white hair. Oh, see, that's what I try to avoid. But I will say, in both of the cases that I mentioned to Mars, and the reason that I think I have less of a problem with the one she's bringing up is because the colors are different. While the, like, baselines may be the same, in the two that I'm referencing, the characters that I think look the same between the comics have, like, really identical color palettes, the same color hair, the same you know, color skin tone, you know,
same expressions. Like it is stylistic, it's done with a purpose, but I do think that like moments are the same as another character.
If you picked a different hair color, eye color, skin color, you could have like a very similar character that doesn't feel as similar, right? Like, I bet I could draw an Aster-esque character with different hair and different skin, and it would not be immediately like, oh, that's just Aster. Versus, I think if I put Aster's skin tone on this, you'd be more like, is that Aster? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%.
The color is just so important, and I think in both of these things I'm thinking of that I'm concerned about personally. Again, I want to preface, I don't think it's a shortcoming of theirs in the sense of that it's ruining anything. I don't want to be like hating. I'm not hating. I read the comics, you know, I follow the artist specifically.
Something we've noticed.
But it's definitely like going in and being like, oh, is this an AU? You know? And it's like, no, completely unrelated. And it's like, oh,
like, nope, this is
okay. Well then, that's gonna take a moment. Just like Neothol and Nuriel.
Oh yeah.
Are these the same characters? No, not at all. Not in any way. Different class, different vibe, different whole thing. Well, maybe not fully different vibe. They're all edgy because the player likes edgy. But you know,
Ori, I'm very curious, and let me ask you this question: do you ever find that sometimes an artist's style can almost get in the way of making unique character designs?
100%.
I remember when the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist was coming out with a new manga, and when the character art for that dropped, I remember thinking, oh, it's Edward Elric, but make him a samurai.
I do think
there was just so much, I don't know if the word is carryover or through lines, that my brain was just like, I recognize these features, and like, yes, I recognize their style. They also really look like this character.
I think it's a combination of a few things. I do think that your style can get in the way. The more you simplify features overall, the harder it is to make distinct differences, right? Think about, like I just said, Studio Ghibli, right? If all of the eyes are like, you have one line on top, one line on bottom, and the dark dot eye, you know, and then, you know, you have like two noses where it's like, you know, this nose, and then you have like this nose, right? And then you have, you know, faces that are either, this is horrifying, but you know, you have like square guy and you have like pointed guy, you know, it's, well, dichotomy, I think that's the big thing, because it also matters what you're simplifying, right? If we look at Edward Elric, right? I'm not going to look at any reference. This is what I remember when I look at Edward Elric, right? He's got like, God, this is going to be embarrassing though, isn't it? He's got classic anime face.
I'm watching you, Ori.
This is going to be a little embarrassing. He's got classic anime face. Okay. Hello, Allie. We're trying to draw generic dudes without them being the same dude, copy pasted everywhere.
Allie,
I'm gonna mess up his bangs.
Guard 1 and Guard 2.
So he's got like his Edward Elric bangs, right? I think this is right. I know they're kind of Edgeworth. I draw way more Edgeworth than Edward Elric.
They're very Edgeworth-esque.
Okay, and then he's got like the ponytail.
Yep.
Okay.
Braid,
oh, I'm sorry, Braid. I'm sorry. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah.
But it's a braid, Ori.
It's a braid. Okay, and he's got like an ahoge thing going on because I know it does animated things. Yeah. Okay, and then he has like kind of angular, classic Angie shonen anime eyes.
And he looks gets sharper as the series goes on
because he gets older. Yeah.
Sharper.
And he's got skinny eyebrows.
One of the things I really like about the style is that you can see how the character physically grows throughout the story. I do think that's very
This is not terrible, actually. This is Edward Elric. Okay? That's him. But also, is it Edgeworth with a braid?
No.
Could it be?
Maybe.
It's
I
very.
don't recognize him as such.
I'm just saying, if I now take this and I make this like a gray.
But I guess theoretically.
Okay. If I take this and I make this gray now, right? Because we technically didn't put any color in there. You're imagining it with yellow because we're talking about Edward Elric, right? But now I've made it gray, and I put it here, and I just slightly changed the eyes. Now it's Edward with a braid. But what did I change?
I'm not going to deny that.
What did I change? How you perceived the color of his hair.
Yeah.
And then secondly, the expression of his eyes. But mostly the color of his hair. Okay? Okay, this is true. But that's more in a characterization kind of way, Allie. That's less in like a style design thing, you know?
Design.
So if I mean, we did this when we, like, mixed up the character parts for the Outcast characters, and we shoved them all together, and it was like trying to identify what was what.
How distinct each one was.
But your eye, as a human being, is drawn to certain things first. And the first thing is going to be the biggest thing, which is the color. That's going to hit you first. I'm going to say the second biggest thing is body shape, if we're looking at a whole thing. But if it's just we're looking at the head, it's gonna be the shape of the hair. If they have a braid, that's why when I draw any character, even if all of the facial features are different, rounder face, different glasses, different eyes, if I make them red hair with a bun and paler skin, everyone's like, it's Mars, it's cousin. Because what are the big things? Red hair, bun. Color, right?
Or Sans with the blue eye.
Yeah, Sans with the blue eye. So I have to have fun dichotomy.
To the boyfriend dichotomy.
Yes, tell him hello. Show him my hot dude. That's your homework. So I think I have to get out of my head. Because I think, honestly, if you copy-pasted the same dude over and over again, but you change the color of his clothes, change the color of his hair, change the color of his skin tone, in any mix-match, scenario, you would probably have less people recognizing... No, good, dichotomy, good. I need all of the people to view my hot men. This is my goal in life. Hello, pastry puff. My goal in life is for everybody to thirst over my hot men. This is not a joke. That is what I want. When there's thirst comments in the Milano like animation chat, I'm like, yes.
That's the goal.
Gay or hypocrite? Oh, gay to this, yeah. Dylan will always he'll go like, that's gay. And I'm like, yes, we are. And he's like, what? I have to tell my fiance then. And I'm like, no, she's already gay. We're all gay down here. But, so I think I have to stop beating myself up over the shape so much. And more just make sure that their colors are not the same with the shape. I think that's what I should focus on. This whole talk was just me Oh,
Pastry.
yeah, I
Oh,
bawled
no.
at work, Pastry. I cried. I'm like texting Mars through the tears.
One, but I was in my bedroom.
I'm like texting Mars through the tears because I saw it first. I'm like, Mars, you're gonna cry at this one, I guarantee. And she's like, oh no. I'm like, I know it for a fact.
And I texted her back, you were right.
Yep.
You were right.
You were right.
Ow.
I think those cancel out, Allie. With double negatives twice.
Yeah, I
the
believe
gay would be
works.
straight, and the homosexual gay would be straight, and then two straights stay straight? Is that how it works? I don't know.
I do believe so.
Uh-oh. Add one more gay to make sure it stays gay. But so I think that that's the goal. And this whole thing that I just talked through was literally for me. I hope it helped someone. If anyone was listening hard enough. Dr. Amaku MD, Allie, yes.
MD. It's a very good anime. It came out in winter. It is a detective anime that's set in a hospital.
It just
so it's
ended.
More about medical mysteries. It's all out, both the sub and the
Yep.
dub. I watched it in sub, Ori watched it in dub.
And I love the dub. Kotori's voice actor, Amaku's voice actor. Oh, please. Thank you.
Great job.
But
it's
so
pretty
good.
time. The mysteries are intriguing. The solutions are very interesting. I feel like if you're in the medical field, you'll probably have an absolute field day seeing everything that gets referenced. I almost flipped out seeing them write a soap note. I was like, I do that! I do that on a daily basis! Holy shit! But even without that, it's still very enjoyable. Amaku
It's
is
like
such a great protagonist.
It's definitely it's definitely a Sherlock Holmes inspired medical mystery thing. You definitely see the through lines of like, haha, this is a Sherlock Holmes thing, but it's like a really nice reimagining of it. Yeah. And it's all based around like the medical field specifically.
Karate, so
yes, and it's so good. Oh my god, he kicks so much ass. I love Kotori. And I love Kotori and Amaku's dynamic. It's really nice. It's refreshing. So it doesn't feel like their end game ever.
Side characters
and it's nice.
That amount to something. Like they're not just there to be there. Like Amaku has relationships with the other doctors in the hospital.
Exactly,
it's
Mason.
Really
you got
well
it.
Done. There's a history to it. So good.
Oh yeah,
definitely check it out, Allie. I'd recommend.
No, Pastry Puff. I am a crier, Pastry Puff. I definitely am, but
under the radar.
That one hit so hard. All of the moments, like culminating to it, and then how Kotori talks about it gets me too. I'm dead.
Oh. It's so good. It's legal on the Crunchyroll.
It's legal on the Crunchyroll. Yes,
you can
watch it
on the Seven Seas.
You can sail the Seven Seas, which I think is a totally viable thing to do. Crunchyroll has been a little weird.
No judgment.
There is no judgment at all. Would you download a car? Yes, I would.
Yeah. In this economy, fuck
Who the fuck wouldn't, man? Like, would I download a house? Would have done it already. Yes. No questions asked.
Would have done it ages ago if it was a thing.
My God. Yes, Pastry Puff. Yeah. It's really good. It's really good that way.
It's so good. And honestly,
the Sherlock character is not a soulless
since Apothecary
asshole.
Diaries is kind of dropping the ball in the character department.
I enjoyed the bathhouse episode. That was fine. I was okay with that.
Bathhouse was cute.
I'm curious what they're setting up. That's the last one I saw. I know you're ahead of me, because I watched the dub.
Well, there you go, Mason. You're in the spirit of
we
the show.
found out that the creator of Apothecary Diaries has basically been coerced, I guess, peer pressured by fans and her aunt, apparently, into turning this into a romance that she does not want. And it's like,
oh, that makes so much sense.
Now I get it.
Romance scenes are terrible.
Versus everybody else. Everybody else is like, everybody else in the comments is like, it's so subtle and like real life. And I'm like, Get help. If this is your real life, get help. Get help. Please, get help. I'm sorry. Don't be the classic, like, because he's hot, it's okay. No. It's not okay. No. She does not want it. She doesn't want it.
Reading those comments, I was like, guys, we learned our lesson with
Ellie, nice.
From Twilight. And we learned our lesson with Christian Grey. We are better than this. Let's not make Jinshi another one. Please.
I liked him in the beginning. I liked him.
Ori, I'm gonna come out and say it. This was enough to make me not like Jinshi anymore.
No, I don't like Jinshi now. He's become like both Jinshi a whiny bitch and just a big asshole.
He's a whiny bitch. He will not fucking tell Mao Mao what's going on. He's just sitting on it, even though everyone around him is like begging him to.
Yeah, I would have punched like, Jinshi by now. I need to check how tall Jinshi is because I think I can mog him. Apothecary Diaries height. I need to be sure that I can mog him. I need to be. Damn it, he's still in tight. Still, because I could take him. Beat him up. I know he practiced with the sword, but he's a bitch.
You could protect Mao Mao.
Oh yeah, he's a bitch. Mao Mao's got to be shorter than you, Mars. Jesus, their height difference is nuts.
Okay. Guys, I do not write romance. Not very often. I write romance between characters I like. But in terms
that already have a lot of vibe though.
Romance. But in terms of saving that cave scene, just have Mao Mao be interested. Give her a passing thought.
Spoilers? Okay, we're going into this.
Yeah, we gotta put the spoiler tag.
We're going into this. We're going into
too mad.
Spoilers for Apothecary Diaries, but not in any way that actually matters. Okay, like not in any way that's actually viable. Like who the fuck cares? This scene could have not existed. Okay.
And the story literally wouldn't have changed. Okay, we got our spoilers up. Allie, Apothecary Diaries is interesting to recommend because it is good. I love Mao Mao as a main character. She's very fun. She's got that snark to her. She is hella like spectrum coded. My God.
Oh yeah, she's got the like autism vibe. She's got the ace spec vibes. You know, oh my God, so good. Put her on the mob scale. Jesus.
She's got a romantic and a spec going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's fucking go.
How tall are you, Mao?
But
damn!
Jesus Christ, that one scene in the cave, literally give her a moment where she thinks, oh, maybe like I'll just try, or oh, I'm interested. Just like
basically, I'm gonna spell it out.
What does she do in the cave scene where Jinshi is on top of her?
No, Takao is great.
Should I kick him? She pulls away. She closes her mouth. She just resigns to the fact that he's leaning into her. These are not the actions of somebody that wants to be kissed. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how anyone looked at that scene and thought it was romantic.
Yeah, so okay, I want to go into a little more. No, same vibe, Mason. Very same vibe. She loves poisons and like medicinal herbs and stuff and like rare ingredients and things like that. She goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh my God, has the best time. That's all she cares about. Loves it.
Giving her a rare medicine.
Yeah. She's so, but she could talk forever about it. She literally, she's a very like monotone, you know, metered character with like her, you know, mannerisms and like she doesn't want to get into stuff. You know, she knows like how dangerous being in interesting times can be, basically, right? Like she doesn't want to be in it.
She does still care for the people around her.
She does care for the people around her, but she's very, you know, pretty metered most of the time. The second that it's like, here's a rare medicine, or oh, you're gonna eat poison, she's like, oh, and it's freaks out in a good way. She's happy. She's very happy.
To watch Apothecary Diaries because she has a D&D character that has the same reaction.
Yeah, he is the same way.
you need inspiration.
He's very
Go
much the
watch
same way.
Apothecary Diaries. I forgot about episode 10 though.
Yeah, so
I did suppress that from my
so
memory.
here's
My
the spoilers.
apologies.
Bigger spoilers, but not any mystery spoilers. Okay, I'm not spoiling any of the mysteries, which is the main reason to watch it. That's the fun part. Basically, Jinchi, he's a very pretty man, and everybody wants him. Mao Mao doesn't give a shit. Mao Mao cares for him as like a friend, as like a as her superior.
Definitely
right? She does not wish for him to die or have bad things fall upon him. She does wish to help. Yeah, I would say the same level, Mason. Yeah. She wants to help him, right? But she doesn't want to be caught up in his deal because he's got a lot of shit going on around him with his life and his issues too. Okay, and she gives absolutely zero level of interest in him. We see no level of interest. He's smitten, and that's fine. He does in season 1. Vast majority of the time, he's rather chill. He's okay. He likes it from a distance. He's there. He wants to be around her, but he's not being bad. Except episode 10, we don't fuck with episode 10 of season 1. And then now we're in season 2. Now we're season 2, and Jinshi's like a person. In season 1, he's also smart and cunning and doing like political shit, and it's very interesting. And he's like using Mao Mao, to his benefit while still liking her, but like as his feelings develop, is this sort of thing. But he is still like, using her knowledge and smarts and wanting to, solve mysteries to his advantage, to his political advantage. Very cool, very nice. We don't talk about episode 10. In season 2 now, the first half of season 2, so episode 12.
Episode 12.
12. Yep. Okay, I'm not gonna go into specifics because I don't want to, but basically they're trapped together in a cave. Very classic anime shit happens, and he's on top of her. Forcibly. He has forced himself on top of her. He has lifted her leg. She shows visually deer in headlights, okay? There is a close-up moment. She literally thinks in her head, she's like, should I kick him? Because what the fuck? She literally thinks, should I kick him?
Actress sounds panicked.
Yeah, definitely like
important.
No. The hate is it gets worse, Penguin. It gets worse. He is that we zoom in on the heads coming together, the lips coming closer together as Jinchi is leaning in for the kiss. Again, I just looked it up. Jinchi is 5'11". Mao Mao is 5 foot. She is a tiny girl, and he is a pretty average. Well, I guess technically that's above average. He's above average in height. Man, that fucking works out. He is built. Okay, we're not in a good position here. Okay. They're leaning in for the kiss, and we have in this zoom in both of their mouths.
Power over her,
yeah,
so
and like political and just like job. He's her boss basically. Leaning in for the kiss. Okay, he's leaning in for the kiss. She hasn't moved yet. Both of their mouths are open and relaxed. We literally watch in the zoom in as they purposefully animate her mouth closing before they're interrupted. And that's the only reason they don't get, because they're interrupted. And all the fucking comments, I'm really pissed off. All of the fucking comments are like, because a dog comes and jumps on Jinchi because they're saved, they're rescued. Great. All of the comments are like, I never thought I could hate a dog so much. Oh, I love dogs, but not this one. And I'm like,
but this is actually important too, because when Mao Mao whistles for the dog and it jumps on Jinshi's back, stopping him, she breathes a sigh of relief.
She relaxes.
These are not the actions of someone who is interested.
Like, if we needed... I'm not against the idea of there being a romance. Just make the one character who's getting advanced upon at least a little into it. Okay? I understand that it's fantasy, and we can't all have...
Here's a problem I see a lot of writers run into, especially in the romance genre.
The dog was the hero.
Spicy, they do not know.
I'm gonna take spoilers off.
They want to do the cat and mouse, right? They want the chase. They want the thrill of the chase. They want the adrenaline. They want the suspense. But this is not the way to do it. You can still have your cat and mouse relationship and dynamic. And Mao Mao has set herself up personality-wise to be snarky back to Jinchi. Half the time, she is. She will call him out on his bullshit. She will kind of challenge him. And that's where you get that give and take, that push and pull. That's in those scenes where the most chemistry is. But then as soon as they try to do anything like suggestive or explicit, all the chemistry is gone. Every ounce of chemistry just vanished from the scene.
It's so, and then I've like looked into it because I'm like baffled by the fact that so many people are like, ah, I'm so upset.
The stuff you can get away with when you're hot.
And fucking, oh my god, and me. And then learning that the author has been like peer pressured by the fans and her literal aunt, to make it romance and add more romance in, and she literally in an interview is like, she says, I feel like I'm being threatened, ha ha ha, like is what she does, like I feel like I'm being threatened.
She's also gone on record saying she hates writing Jinshi.
Yeah, writing for Jinshi. Not that she hates it.
I feel like
it's like
I feel like it's showing in the second season because he's doing nothing.
Yeah, he's a boring bitch in season 2.
Nothing.
He is a I'm sorry, I'm yelling. 2. I'm freaking out.
I'm passionate, man.
I'm passionate. I'm freaking out. Oh, all right. Literally, I need water. I'm freaking the fuck out.
But yeah, bad scene, horrible scene.
Very upset.
I have to assume the people watching it are just giving themselves to the fantasy and ignoring the real world implications. I just cannot look past it. I watch that scene and I am uncomfortable. I watch that scene and
the problem is it had a funny uncomfortable moment beforehand. That was fine. And then we go into the fucking no-no territory where it's like, I would have bitten him. Like, we would have blood at this point. Like, we are not... Like, fuck.
Honestly, at that point, Mao Mao should have kicked him.
Yeah, she should have kicked him. But if I'm being honest...
That's why I say the scene where she takes the ox bazar he gives her and slams the door in his face was so cathartic. It's like... Because there's a whole scene where she goes, oh, you'll always be Master Jinshi to me. And he goes, oh, so that's all I'll ever be. And I'm like, yes, because you're her employer. That is all you are at the moment. And also, you clearly only know surface level about her because if you knew her, you would not have given her the ox bazar. You would have known how passionate she is about medicines and would not process.
Yeah, you would have talked about your shit first. You would have talked about your shit first.
You are
oh my god
enamored.
Master Bitchy. He went from a character that was undoubtedly smart in the political world. He knew how to play the game, and he was playing the game. And he had this whole air about him that very much felt like he knew something we didn't, and he was the chess master moving the pieces and doing things behind the scenes that we weren't fully aware of, but that were very important to the whole plot. And they were, and it was all connected, and it was great. Now, on top of that, he is a spoiled rich kid who definitely never really got to grow up fully. He had like attachment issues. He never, dad and mom attachment issues, all this sort of stuff.
Hold on, Ori, I gotta interrupt you real quick. Because they are really playing up the childishness of Jinshi this season.
Yes, and that's what I was getting at.
Using it as an excuse for him to be close to Mao Mao, like the cuddling, the nuzzling, the wanting hugs and stuff. And Mao Mao's like, "Oh, this is when the childish side of him comes out." And I'm like, "It's not better. You do realize how that's not better, right?
It's not better.
Like I'm all for a character having layers, but." No.
I'm also all for him.
There's a difference between having and saying your main side character is a child.
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm also fine for him being more childish because of his background and upbringing, right? Like, I'm also okay with him having this characterization of being kind of immature in certain spaces, where he's very mature in the political space, but he's kind of immature in, like, you know, where he actually cares and he's not being cold, whatever. Like, I'm okay with that idea. It is not done well in season 2. In season 2, you know I want to slap him and say, stop whining, you baby. This is not the time.
If they wanted an excuse for him to be near Mao Mao, they should have phrased it in this is him letting his guard down way. He can let his guard down around her. Not that he's being childish.
And it sucks. It sucks because Mao Mao's character is beautifully written. The mysteries... Let me unspoil it for this.
She's so good.
Mao Mao's character is beautifully written. The mysteries are great. These 2 episodes are really get my goat.
They
get
really
our both
soured
goats.
My taste over the series. I gotta be honest.
They're really bad. I will say I've gone from like, I actually like Jinxie as a character, but we don't talk about episode 10, season 1, and now to be like, nah, Jinxie's a bitch, and I hate him. Hello, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
You. We're talking about
corner.
Yes. A little more raunchy than Rage Sign, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if you're watching it.
Yes, no. We're not spoilering anymore. But yeah, and then this other character that gets introduced like halfway through season 1, I'm like, yeah, he's my favorite now. He's the GOAT. Basen, we like you. Yeah. Gaoshin, you have gone way down since episode 10. Episode 10, hated that.
Fine.
Gaoshin was fine.
Let Jinxie do all the bad shit.
Yeah, and then episode 10 happened, and I was like, Gaoshin, you suck. And then Basen is like, he's kind of cold and annoying, but like, I get it, I understand. And then I will say, in episode 12, I was like, you know, Basen, I'm here for you. It's like B-A-S-E-N, Basen. And I'm like, I'm here for you. So far, you're the best character besides Mama, obviously. Like, you're the best male character, right? Because Lee Haku is fun, but I can't get over him from season 1. He's got too much frat boy vibe going on. And he's fine in when we see in season 2. I'm okay with that. But the season 1 stuff is, I'm like, dude, you're a little too horn dog. Not gonna lie. You're a little too
honestly,
frat
guy. The amount of people that were saying, oh, so Mao Mao is the author.
Literally, yes, Allie. No, 100%. Literally, I sent Mars like this short, and that was basically the consensus. Is like, yeah, no, the author is Mao Mao. And it's just like, yeah, you can see, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So, I don't know. It's hard for me to recommend Apothecary Diaries now. If you enjoyed reading about characters like Edward from Twilight and Christian Grey, like,
no. I will say,
I don't think you'll be as bothered, but
if you really like
I don't particularly enjoy
mysteries,
those characters.
If you really like mysteries, the mystery, especially in season 1, has been fantastic. Fantastic. Okay? And if thus you are capable of getting past certain classic anime shit that does happen, that is really, 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 really unfortunate, then I would say give it a try. Give it a try. But be warned, fuck Jinchi. Not in the way he wants. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would have had scars at this point. He would have been poisoned at this point. He would have gotten poison ivy in his hand lotion at this point.
That a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it's the time period. Like, they're
matter.
back in, like, China Emperor days. But it's like, no, we saw Jinchi acting like a progressive gentleman in one episode in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So this excuse does not fly.
You know what sucks, too? The emperor, the literal emperor, the guy that has legally, like, curated concubines, is more of a fucking based Chad than Jinshi. The emperor fucking slays. The emperor is like, politically, I have to have this literal child as a concubine, but that's gross and that's terrible and I don't like that. So she's just here. We ain't doing shit because that's disgusting. We have a cute, fun time.
For anything.
Yes, the spoilers are done.
The spoilers are done.
The spoilers are done. I think it's off. It should be off.
Yeah, it's off. It's off.
Yeah,
no,
write
honestly,
fan fiction.
The Emperor so far
It'd just
is
be
the
hard
most
to write
based
Jinchi
person in the
fanfic.
anime
Seriously, which is a
under Mao Mao.
wild thing to say. Which is a fucking wild thing to say.
It's like, that's not supposed to be the case, though.
Yeah.
Like, you've
But
done something wrong.
We're off of this one. We can rant forever. Progress at your own risk is the solution here.
Yeah. Honestly, the mystery is good. Mao Mao is great. You just have to get past some very unfortunate scenes.
We talked about this penguin. I guess I talked more with Estruck. I ain't the writer. Mars would have to write it. And I'd rather her do the Eddie one, if I'm being honest.
Penguin, it's interesting because I am not attached to Jinchi and Mao Mao in the way I am, like, say, Vash and Wolfwood.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well,
I
I don't
really
think
love
Penguin
Vash and
isn't
Wolfwood's
saying
dynamics.
necessarily write them, you know, together, but writing, like, the season 1 Jinchi. Oh, yes. Patient Puff, you're gonna love the last 3 episodes. So good.
The bones of that scene and rework them in a sense that the structure is exactly the same, but that it's actually consensual.
Oh yeah, both of those scenes.
Like, as a
both of the
writing
scenes.
exercise, I will take that scene and rewrite it so it's actually fucking consensual.
Both of the scenes. Both of the scenes could be solved. Yeah, comedic is the big one. Both of those scenes could be solved. That's the additional problem. I think that's what gets my goat in media the most, and that's what makes it actually bad versus like funny bad. Right? Funny bad is like, this is so badly written that I don't even know what you could have done. Right? Like this is, we're here now, and this is what it is, and I'm not even thinking about what could have been. That's how bad it is. That's at the point
where you saw that. I'm very curious.
Mobius. Morbius?
Okay, that's fair.
Morbius. It's at the point where it's like, okay, there's a plot here, kind of, but I am so uninvested and you know, from the beginning that it's like, I don't even care, and I'm barely thinking about it at all, right? Yes,
okay,
Pastry Puff.
I don't care what people say. Consent is hot.
Yes. 1, yes. 2.
There is nothing hotter than consent.
I can understand the idea of not wanting to have to go the explicit, you know, route. I can understand that. But in writing, you can show the very obvious signs of nonverbal consent.
Here's a trick,
you know,
that they could have
that's
used
the
with
difference.
Mao Mao. She didn't even need to think, oh, I'm interested. She could have just leaned in.
Yeah, literally. We had a zoom
do the
in.
exact opposite and lean away.
Yes.
It was a simple fix.
It's Morbin time. Yeah. I'll need to go to jail.
Inside. There were so many things they could have done to bring me on board for this ship. And I've seen the fan art. It's very cute. It's very pretty. And I'm like, I wish that I could enjoy this couple. Yeah. I wish I could want to see them together, but the way they are presented in canon, I do not want them to be together.
Yeah. There are other characters that I don't ship that are an endgame in any show that have better chemistry than these two. Like, oh my god.
Literally. And it's just one of those things where, like, I don't care enough about Jinchi and Mao Mao being together that I'd go out of my way to write fan fiction together.
No, I think a rewrite of the scenes would be pretty funny.
I can literally think of so many scenarios that would bring them together, or so many reasons, like how they make each other better. Jinchi and Mao Mao's pretty content where she... That's another thing. Mao
doesn't have a lot of growing to do.
This series, but she doesn't really have an arc.
Yeah.
Is the one thing I've noticed with her. She is very content
More like
with
Austin
her way
Powers.
of life.
Yes.
She enjoys the medicine she works with. She enjoys one of the ladies that she serves. She doesn't really like...
She has friends. She has friends.
she's perfectly content in life. So there is almost no room for her to have an arc. Now, they tried to touch upon something in the Cursed episode 12 of season 2, where they tried to frame it as, oh, because she was brought up in a brothel, essentially.
But they basically just confirm that she's autistic. Though literally really the way that they talk about it is just confirming that she's autistic without saying it. Like, oh my god.
But this is what they're trying to do. And I see it from a writer's perspective, is that they are trying to give her the emotional arc of that, oh, she wasn't attended to as a baby because the ladies in the brothel just didn't have time for her. So she learned to, in her words, she learned to stop crying very quickly. So I see that being set up as an emotional arc for her where, okay, as the series goes on, she's gonna feel more. She's gonna have more outbursts, like blah, 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 blah. But she doesn't need it. Her, like, one, again, autistic coded, like, let's just let her live, please.
Oh, that's so beautiful, pastry puff. Yes.
Even Disney did it. Issue her lack of being able to comprehend social cues.
I just realized.
She has never struggled with that. It has never hindered her ability to solve mysteries. It has never hindered her ability to connect with people. If anything, she connects with people more because she is so blunt and straightforward. So it's like, what arc is there for her to go through?
Unrelated to what Mars is saying, but I need to say this. I really like Anna and Kristoff in the first Frozen movie, and at the end, when they are, you know, get together, whatever, literally, they have a happy moment, yay, and she gets him his new sleigh, and he's so happy, and he picks her up, and he spins around, and he's like, I could kiss you! And then they're like,
they like have a moment where and then he's like, oh, did you mean that? And he goes,
like,
yes,
yeah, I did.
Can you?
Whatever. And then they do, and it's cute, and it's like, oh, and yes.
No, here's what's good about it. He's stumbling over his words, and then she kisses him and goes, we may, and then he goes in for it.
Yes. Okay, can I tell you a real life thing? Can I tell you a real life thing?
Sure.
So when Dylan, because it relates, it's very similar. When Dylan and I got together, we went to high school together, right? And so we were in high school at the time, and he came over to my house for the first time because he had like said something all the time. I was like, oh, Dylan was very smooth. It was like, oh, Christmas break's coming up, and like I'm gonna miss seeing you every day or whatever. And I was like, oh, we could hang out, you know. And so we hung out, and he came over to my house, and there's like a baseball field near my house, so we like went over there, and it's like cold. It's winter. This is the 23rd of December. It is winter. It is cold. We're in jackets. We're running around being goofballs, and it ends up, and I kiss him on the cheek, and he goes, "You missed." And then we kiss, and it was very nice. And it's like, that's
adorable.
Yeah. It was like a little moment. So, see, it works in real life. It doesn't even work in fan fiction. It works in real life.
Also, yes, Pastry Puff, that is incredibly hot. That's the cat and mouse dynamic. Leaning in for the kiss and going, and I don't know. Can you?
And it's the way you said it, dynamic. and the yeah, no, so good.
Carrot on the stick. That's perfect. Without being disgusting.
See, that's what people actually mean and should mean, and people should know when it's like playing hard to get.
Everyone's just blinded by how pretty they animated
that's the playing hard to get.
Because I got to admit, they animated that scene very well. The sheen, the anime glow, it was fucking everywhere.
I can't get over.
Lips have never looked fuller.
I just can't get over Mama's
Jesus
face.
Christ.
She looks so deer in headlights, and it like. It hit me in the gut real bad. I was so uncomfortable. It hit me in the gut
seeing her in that position, and I was just
50 Shades of Grey meme? Oh my god, let me look at this. Another horrific display of how to not do anything. Yeah, thank you. 50 Shades of Grey, Jesus.
A very horrific display. These lines all hurt me. God. I don't know which one is my favorite.
Oh no, Penguin!
Like a charging herd of itty-bitty elephants.
No. I love the Gilbert Gottfried reading.
Eyebrow.
Okay, we're not. It's in the bar for a reason, Mars. Leave it in the bar. Don't say it out loud on stream.
In fairness, I read the most benign stuff.
Who knows? Who knows? No, I know you picked the chillest ones.
Oh, they're not real. Okay.
They're not real.
Because I never read 50 Shades of Grey. I never plan to. I do not want to. There is too little time on this earth to be wasting.
For that. There's way better smut to read.
Not, to be honest.
And it's called fan fiction.
If you told me Stephanie Meyer actually wrote he licked his eyebrow,
I would have believed you. I would have believed you.
If it wasn't M, I would have believed you.
I would have believed you.
Because the only way that makes sense is if it's M, and even still, why would you lick his eyebrow? Ew.
Nobody knows. But yeah, so, you know, don't write your characters... There's a little
scar on the eyebrow and you're kissing it lovingly.
That are endgame moment as not liking each other when stuff's happening, you know? We watching Dungeon Meshi? Yes, we love Dungeon Meshi.
Good one. He's standing in this house. So is this guard number 2 that you're working on?
I'm trying to make him older and tired.
Yes, Farcilla's canon, Mason.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be. There's no way it's not.
Mild, I will say, Dungeon Meshi spoilers for that specifically with not any actual plot points or anything at all. Briefly, it is never explicitly stated, but you know, yeah. that's my spoiler. For the whole thing.
Indeed.
For the whole thing.
If you watch the dub, you know.
Ryoko Kui is a god amongst like character-driven stories though. Holy fuck.
Oh fuck yes.
Oh my god, she's so good. Is this square guy or pointed guy? Neither of them are square guy. He needs to have a beard. That's what I was gonna do. He doesn't look like he should have a beard, but you know, we'll give him a little something. Ooh, okay, I'm actually liking this now. I was concerned, but...
Exactly, Pastry. The bath scene is all the evidence you need.
Bath scene. For like 8 different things. For the ship, and for the, wow, the writer's really good. And like, this is a woman writing about women. Same with, okay, other good WLW.
The bath scene, thank you.
Yes, fantastic.
Also in Apothecary Diaries, they do not overly sexualize the bath
It's
scene.
actually really good.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
You can tell a woman wrote it.
Yeah. Other really well-written, you know, lesbians, Arcane. Season 2, they're together, and they have a moment, and it is incredibly well done. It's like, yes, I feel like this is the lesbian writing about lesbians. I don't feel like this is a man writing about lesbians. I see it, Allie. It's the hair.
Immaculate.
Yes. Well, yeah, Colleen Hoover is the woman, case. but that's like an internalized misogyny, women-hating woman sort of thing that involves like pick-me energy and jealousy. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about like actual normal, mostly adjusted people.
Emotionally healthy people.
Oh, no. See, but that's the trick,
At least
Mason.
Outwardly, so.
See, Mason, that's the secret to fan service. Is having a moment where, oh yeah, this looks good. They look good. They're good-looking characters. We're having a good time. But also, the scene is not blatant about that. It's not actually fan service, because what's happening makes sense. You can find everyday shit hot. That's fine. We're not about that. It's the problem of when we're showing the everyday shit only because obviously somebody on the team thinks it's hot. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
And you can feel it.
You can feel it. Fairy Tale, it's really bad. Happens. It's really bad. Every time Lucy gets in the fucking bath, it's like...
yeah, it's rough.
Literally
Penguin. Exactly. Like, Fire Force is another one. where like in the first couple episodes, it was egregious every single time. Now it's like literally something that happens in the background. You're like, okay, it's quick enough I can ignore it, but also why does it need to exist if it's that quick? Why do we need it at all? And I think that's why a lot of people are not talking about the new season of Fire Force, because there is a new season right now. It's currently airing, but no one is talking about it. I think they all got turned off by the fan service.
But the other thing is, and I think this is why like certain fan service can be gotten away with, is when it's done in a goofy way. I think a lot of the Naruto stuff
style of fan service was in Link Click when Shung Shu and Lu Guang had a photo shoot and they were just being happy
So
and in each other's arms.
They literally, it was just the most wholesome shit, and it was like, this is what we needed after all of this. We needed this moment. Oh my god. It's disappointed with the endings. It seemed like a sequel. It just seemed like sequel bait. Interesting. I didn't feel that way, Allie. I felt it wrapped up pretty well. I will admit, I watched season 1 when it came out, and then I watched season 2 when it came out. So there's a long gap between the two. So a significant part of me of watching season 2 of Arcade was trying to remember what the fuck happened in season 1. And I would say, no, I think it ended pretty fine. I was pretty happy with it, Allie. I will also admit that I was watching this with Dylan and Doug, and thus not doing like a Link Click level analysis or 2B Hero X level analysis on it. I was definitely there a lot more for the ride, and I enjoyed the ride. I was here for the ride, and yeah.
There you go, Mason. That's another workaround.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay. I realized what look I wanted this guard to have. And I need to look at the reference that I want.
Ah. Yes, he is Scruffy Man. Ori, I will be right back. I need to track down a cough drop.
How could you? I can't believe this. She's leaving me, chat. She's leaving me. Oh. But yeah, I mean, welcome to the club, Allie. This is where all the aces hang out. We're the cool place. That's the shit. But I think it's because it's a way to make people attend the show. You know what I'm saying? Because masculinity, but it goes both ways. It does go both ways. Superhero movies, like with men superheroes, also have fan service to them. I can remember the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies all the way back to like the first Thor and the first Captain America. Definitely had moments. Freaking Star-Lord definitely have moments that are like, this is obviously fan service. This is obviously showing off that this guy has done a lot of workout. And all that sort of stuff. And I think it's because it's a way to keep the retention. Yeah, seriously, Pastry Puff. At this point, 100%, which is wild into me. I'm glad we give off such ace vibes as people that y'all want to come and hang out with us. We're not against any aloes in chat. Y'all are chill. I mean, Dylan as well. But it is very wild to me that we're like such a small group of people overall. Yeah, no, literally, that's what it is. That's what it is, Allie. The sexy key jingling. It's Fairy Tail. I'm gonna say this outright. Fairy Tail, One Piece, Naruto. They have story stuff going on, But to be honest, and I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, I love Fairy Tail. I watch Naruto.
I was literally going to say, Ori, a way to keep the reader's attention or the watcher's attention, have a good story.
Well, yeah. There are great moments in, like what I said, Naruto. I've never seen, the animated One Piece, but, like, there's substance there in the live action, and I know they're very similar. Maybe not identical, but, there's stuff going on. Fairy Tail, they all have story. But as, like, a baseline of if I was to say, do they have a good storytelling? The answer is no. They all have a cool idea, but as it really stands, again, I can't speak for, like, the One Piece anime or manga or anything. I can speak for Fairy Tail and Naruto. They have great moments. They have great key, very wrenching moments, and it's very great. The only reason they got that is because they have a bajillion episodes. I gotta tell you straight up. Because you can get invested in these characters because you've seen them for 100+ episodes, okay? You're forced to like them now. Not like them, but you're forced to feel what they feel. You know what I'm saying? You're attached. You're attached now because you've been watching it for X amount of episodes. And how do they get you to watch it for X amount of episodes? When you're a young boy, because that's what shonen's for. You're at the teen. You're at the time of your life.
14.
They're gonna show you fan service because then you keep watching the show and then you buy those figures, and that's how people have all these freaking figure things. You look at the anime figures that you can get, 90% of them are really, really fan servicey. Really fan servicey.
Incredibly fan servicey. Oh my god. I was debating watching
because sex sells.
Darling, because Monarch voices the main character, and I was like, based, I need to watch this before August. And I'm looking up the figures for the main character. I believe her name is Marin. And some of them are very cute, but others are like, oh yeah, this was
I
made
love
with
Gurren
the male gaze
Lagann,
in
Allie.
mind.
I love Gurren Lagann. Get past her. like you could deal. I did
Allie,
like Gurren Lagann.
I will say this. Yoko is a good character.
She is actually a written character.
She is a really good
Honestly,
character.
the other female character
the
later on
they give her
is less of a character.
But
later
Penguin,
female character.
In all seriousness, yes, writing a good story is hard. That's why it takes effort. That's why it takes making sure your characters are consistent, making sure the plot is consistent, making sure your plot has some kind of point, making sure your characters have arcs that are engaging and interesting, making sure characters are likable, or on the flip side, making sure characters are,
and that's so sad to have, Mason.
You want to hate them, like you like to hate them, or you want to see them grow. Like, yes, writing a story is hard.
But I will also say that we exist in our little niche here. We exist in an area of the internet of people that care, of people that read stories, read books and watch movies and watch shows with the intent of having a good story. But the reason that all those romance, smut authors sell books, they can make a lot of money. The reason that Colleen Hoover is still fucking around and we have to say her name at all, the reason, that all this stuff is because sex sells. That's what it is.
It does.
That they always say that, and it's unfortunately true. When you look at when you look at
it's hard being an asexual living in an aloe world, you guys.
It's not, because we'll say this in a second. I want to make a point because we need a point. But when you look at like Webtoon, people who make their money off of making a webcomic, it is almost always the only reason they're making enough money off of their webcomic to live and be a full-time comic creator is because
Patreon.
They have a romance, okay? Whatever it is, BL, GL or regular romance, and they have a Patreon or a Ko-fi or something that has the 18+ stuff. Now, we're not talking about the level that we're saying Ori's Ko-fi is, because Outcaste, we don't do that. I just have a good time. And that's the whole Ace thing. There is really good content out there. and it's not the same. I don't know how to explain it. You can do it right, and they're not doing it right all the time. Which sex sells? Ooh, I don't know, Estra. I'd have to do some sort of poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Allie.
Do your research and then come back to us. Ooh, very cool, Mason.
Not even that, Aloe? Join the club, awesome. Penguin. Join the club. No, there's definitely like a... Because there's a lot of... I will say, when you like find good like NSFW artists, there's a lot of like actual characterization within the whole thing, right? There's a lot of like...
Because that's what good
beauty in it,
does.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
A and B and put them in position, you know, throw some flavor on it.
I need to draw more sense in
them.
What did I feel like? I have one that I barely started in Enthuse. It is happening. The Aster one has a pair with Sinnit, and then it's also gonna have Ferrix, and also gonna have Milano. I will say the Kofi is literally just like, I will say 90% of the reason that Kofi tier exists is solely because I want to draw the slightly more things like that to a level where it's like I would be a little embarrassed if my mom saw them. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And they're like, this is a little too spicy for me to just put out there.
It's a little sus.
That's spicy? Sus. Not really. Can unsex sell. It does sometimes, Allie. But I think the other thing is that I don't think. Let me back up. I think a problem that a lot of people outside of the space, right? The people who like the fan service and get annoyed at people like us being like,
was plenty why in the last episode.
Does it have to be, you know, why can't we have romance? It just can't have romance? That's dumb. Whatever. And it's like, no, it's the way that you do it. I don't want to go into a story having to just accept that there is a stupid shoehorned in romantic subplot because that's the only reason that you guys are going to read it, or that's the only reason they think people are going to read it. It's very unfortunate. Why can't we have actual romance?
If only going to check out the comic to see romance and then gets disappointed when they don't see it, Good riddance.
Do not get me wrong.
Because that's not why I'm writing.
No, but that's hilarious, Estrock. Tell me more.
Amazing. Estrock, name please.
Yeah, what the heck? Yes, a lot of Sinnit enthuse, a lot of Sinnit. There's a lot more Sinnit eventually
that
too.
Sounds fucking hilarious.
That's a spicy meatball. No, I need that, Estrock. Play it on stream, Jesus.
Please. Well, maybe not that far.
Yes, no, exactly, Penguin, exactly. I am ace as hell. God, it's wild when I sit here and have to think about like non-ace people. It's like, what are you doing? Baffling.
Okay, but Pinky Puff actually though.
So good, so good. Also a great one, right? Also a great one.
No, fan service doesn't always have to be sexual, but I feel that's the term fan service gets lumped in the most.
That is the big one. Yeah, that is the big one.
Could also just be like, look, this, like, take Marvel movies, for instance. Before they did the crossovers, it's like, look, this character showed up in the background for a cameo. That could technically be fan service because it's servicing the fans who are familiar with this particular world, with this particular universe, and they're gonna get excited when they see a cameo from the character. Stanley, thank you, Stanley.
Yes, Stanley,
cameos.
yeah.
That's fan service. But so much nowadays, it just gets conflated with romance and shipping and things like that.
No, with this character is hot, and you have to see it. You have to know that they're hot. Like you have to know. Like you can't tell that the like.
Oh my god, this looks amazing. I just want to be single.
Oh my god. But it's just like we're not against romance. Looks hilarious. We're not against romance, obviously.
I would be
we
hypocrite if I said I was against
so
romance.
Much.
Because look at all the shit on
but
my
the
archive
problem,
of our own.
is
Most
when
of
it's
it is romance.
shoehorned in there. Okay. I'm actually gonna take two big examples. Two of my most inspirational webcomic creators are Red from Overly Sarcastic Productions and Star, the creator of the webcomic Cast-Off. Both of them are ace. This is very important. I gotta say, both of them are ace. Also, I don't know about Red's characters being confirmed, but like 90% of Star's main cast in Cast-Off is canonically ace. Okay? Like we're here. There are still two. There's one pairing in Red's comic, and there's one pairing in Star's comic that are both definitely, without question, a romantic little side thing as they get to know each other better. And God, do I ship them so hard! But it doesn't beat you over the head with it. It does not make it shoehorned in there like, oh, we just had to have romance. It's two characters growing to be more in tune with each other, growing to be more caring about each other, coming out of their own shells and growing as people, and then finding that they also like each other.
It works because there's development on top of the romance.
Yes, Allie, it's great. They're great. Been watching them forever.
That's why it works. There's development on top of the romance.
Yes, Allie, I have a bunch of their pins.
Oh, it's so good, Allie.
Yeah.
I friggin' love Red.
Trivian character is not hot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Penguin, exactly.
Very true.
That's also hilarious, Pastry Puff.
Oh, Pastry Puff. I think you're talking about Kiss Him, Not Me. That was a really popular one.
Is Ace Luffy going? Wait. It's such a funny statement. I don't even know. I mean, I'm assuming what we're talking about, but I don't know if that's the case or not. No, yeah. This could be an exception, as Struck. This could definitely be an exception. Also, of course, you know, Date Everything is going to be an exception because that's funny as well. Probably both of them would be like
that just has a hilarious concept.
Mars and Ori ones. You know, probably no Dylans involved. Not a big dating game guy, and I can't see characters that he would like voicing. Not as much. You were right, Mars. You were right.
Ah, yes. I remember that one. There were clips of it going around back in the day. And it came across my feed, and I was like... That was back when I was still exploring anime and kind of seeing, like, what genres I liked. So it's just kind of like, huh. Okay. Frog Detective was a dating sim. Who was Detective Frog dating?
The alligator man? Well, I guess we simulated dating for other people.
Brilliant ad-libbing that just brought it
No. We were shipping other characters. I don't know if that's a dating sim at that point.
Oh, I see.
Okay, this guy definitely looks like many other characters from other things, but I don't care.
I'm seeing Paran from Voltron.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, though. This is what he wanted.
Face.
This is what he wanted. We could make him Puss in Boots. Do we make him Puss in Boots?
We could try Puss in Boots, but save this first. I trust your abilities, but save this
Question. First. Yay or nay?
Why is he Grossberg? Oh no!
Oh no! Well, okay. Again, we're talking about the mustache. I'll just make him have none of those hair colors, is all I'm saying. They're all like reddish browns, so make him a fucking black-haired guy. We're easy.
There we go. I think just the mustache.
Sideburns. Mutton chops. Honestly, I'm kind of fucking vibing.
Feel the vision now.
I'm kind of here for this, actually.
It was the mutton chops.
Yeah.
You needed the muttons.
I'm here for that. That's the shit. I was trying, Allie, but the hair just wasn't doing. The hair was too smooth. I don't know what it was. I was trying to give him a bushy beard. That's the shit, though. Who exactly is this fella? A character that exists in one scene, one scene, I guess, technically. That will probably never return.
It's gonna last multiple entries.
But they need to exist so that I could draw them repetitively for the length of the chapter. It's these two. They have no names. They shall not be named.
Guard 1 and Guard 2.
Yes. They shan't be named. I refuse.
G1 and G2, lovingly referred to in the script.
If y'all name them because you're cool fans like that and decide on names, that's fine. I refuse to name them. I cannot get attached. I am attempting to make as generic bitches as possible. And I know their outfit, though. They have this outfit.
Yes, let's show the outfits.
Yes. Guys, I did a little rework of the... I'm very happy.
I could vibe with those.
Oh god, we're not naming them. None of this is official. They who shall not be named. That'll be a lot of characters and dudes. Daniel and Manuel. No, at this point, honestly, they have to be Sebastian and Barry, and there's no question. And I will not take notes. And I will not take notes. Fuck y'all. I shouldn't have said anything.
And Barry.
Jimmy and Bimmy.
Ooh, Seb, short for Sebastian. It's too good. It's too good.
Pointy and roundly. Yeah, pointy and roundly. Okay, and then I want to really quick... It didn't take me 2 hours to do that. No, it didn't.
Of course not. Of course not, Ori. You did that in only 30 minutes. It's okay.
Timmy and Tommy goes hard. How about just Tim and Tom? I'm okay with Tim.
And Tomothy?
No. That looks like Tomothy. I know, like, I understand, but, like, if I was just to read that quick, I'd be like, that's Tomothy. Okay, we're gonna make tall dude fairly rectangular.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit of a lanky boy.
He's not quite long enough.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not sure if Guard 2 is going to be short and stout. We'll see where the direction goes. We'll see what he wants.
that was the direction, but only this height.
Mutton chops.
I'm here for this height difference. This was always the intention. No. Stout was always the intention. What was Mason's?
I see.
Guard 1 and Guard 2. Oh my god. That's hilarious, Mason.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. There you go. I think Mason's captured the heart of the masses.
Now let's give these boys some bodies.
Just a general idea. If I'm being honest, I'm not gonna try too hard with their level of consistency. As like I said,
a body that he can be beat up.
Well, yeah, they got. I mean, both of them could get beat up.
Well, Guard 1 gets significantly more tossed around than Guard 2 does.
This is true. Okay, wait. I don't know if that's too goofy or not. We'll have to see what happens.
They really are, Pastry Puff.
Skinny legs.
They truly are. Oh, Pastry, I have to send you the figure I just got. It's a link click one. It's so damn cute.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta show you.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
It's too adorable. And I got Ori Sheng Shu one. I got the Lu Guang one.
I'm so excited.
It's too damn cute. This was a splurge purchase, but it was the
you
best
haven't read the future chapter about
I've ever made.
Bike time. Enthuse, if you remember anything that detailed by the time we get to it, I'll be impressed.
I'll be very impressed.
You've contracted the art block and now your anatomy is Springle Sprongle. Oh no. Draw your favorite character.
No.
Pick a, and just draw the head. Just draw the face. Just draw whatever part of them you like the most. Seriously, that's literally what I do. When I have art block and I'm Springle Sprongle, I'm just like, I just wanna draw Milano doing stuff. Boop, boop, boop. And I just draw his face. Okay. That's their, like, whoops. That's their, like, body shape idea. We're done with that. It has succeeded. No, I'm not able for Saiga. What I'm gonna do is the thing that I called quote-unquote gestures drawings. And I'm gonna look up...
He's so little. Pastry, I assume you're reacting to the pictures I sent you. You know what? I'll pop them in couch so everybody can see.
So little.
This greatness must be seen.
He's so
this
good.
beauty.
He's so adorable.
I like Link Click way too much. But I gotta say, even this figure, my mom and dad were able to admit, yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
My mom was so funny though. When I showed it to her, she was like, oh, he's behind a desk. Is this like a teacher thing you got? And I'm like,
sure.
No, but okay. Has nothing to do with being a teacher. But if you get that vibe, more power to you.
He's just being a cutie at a desk.
Just look at the little guy.
Okay. Let's see if I can do any of these fast. After I have not drawn these characters in a little bit.
Is the general idea of high society fashion that the Outcast world has... Oh, what is there?
Let me... I need to look up those things to know.
We haven't really drawn high society yet. Most of our boys are either poor or middle class.
Okay, sure. Can I get men's fashion though? Okay, there we are. Yeah, okay.
I want to draw Kai, but now he looks like a Timo version of himself. Oh no! Allie, keep going. Don't let it stop you.
Just push through it. Just draw him in the most classic pose you draw him in. The most classic face. Draw him straight on with just love in his eyes and being his adorable self. Like seriously, just like go for nothing. Just you love him, you go for it.
That's the way. Also, while Ori finds references, I'm gonna take this moment to say, if you could like on the YouTube, if you are on YouTube, please, 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 it helps us out so much. Please and thank you. Outcaste characters only wear clothes in fanfiction.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you want to make a ball gown AU, or Cinderella AU, please be my guest. I fully support that.
I would have to say more Victorian, because we are going for like Golden Age of Piracy-esque, you know? I would say a lot of what I'm looking at, like, yeah, there's definitely not a specific style. The goal is more the, clothes had function once again, you know? Ball gown AU. There is a ball AU where they're in little ball outfits, not all of them, but Mulatto and Hotsun are in ball outfits.
And it is very good.
Is it this one?
Yes, Hotsun continues his little bitch streak.
Yeah.
Oh, Hotsun. You gotta learn eventually, my boy.
Yep. Here it is. It's old. God, that's old. But yeah, there they are. Dude, can you tell I shipped them, guys? God, this is so old. But that's their little ball outfits. Look at that. Look at him with his little puff sleeves. Yeah, pain.
Oh,
they still look like themselves, though.
Oh, they do. There's no doubt about that.
There's a ball AU. There's also a, like, Beauty and the Beast AU.
Be careful when showing that one.
Oh, so the one. The Avrit one. Here's my thing. This one. Look at back. Band AU.
Not that kind of band.
No. Okay. Do I have...
And I think this was my first time writing for a mini comic.
That was one of them, yeah. We have a band AU, but they don't look like that. This is the band AU. I'm still very happy with these.
Trauma outfits, pastry puff.
No, not the trauma outfits. Not the trauma outfits. They're so good. You can get more band AU in the Ko-fi.
Yes, a full story of band
But
AU,
recently coming out on the Ko-fi is Wonderland AU, which is very pretty too. I don't know what this is.
It's very pretty, very artistically done.
Also, guys, if you want slightly higher society fashion, not very much higher, but more like Sunday best level of fashion, the port outfits are coming! They're happening! Only one of them is not... Excited. Only one of them is one where it's like, I need to fix his. But everybody else is really good already. But I will say, Colonial is definitely a lot of inspiration, Enthuse. Which one's such a twink? Hotsun? Yeah.
He is. Very much so.
Such twink much wow. Yeah. Oh, good. You did an odd number of gay, Allie. You've learned.
Ah, brilliant. Now they don't cancel each other out.
Okay. This is tough. Why did I do this to myself? This is a bad decision. I don't know. This is not what I want to do. But I need to do it.
Decision.
I need to do it. Otherwise, the comic's gonna look bad. But I don't do gesture drawings because I don't like to.
You can do it, Ori. We all believe in you.
The perfectionism is too strong.
Oof. Throw out those tendencies. Don't be a type A, be a type B. It's good enough. You have evolved, Allie? What's your second form's name? The name's gotta upgrade.
Did you push back the art through the art block? Okay, there we go. Allie? Nice, that's pretty great. Allie Arts. There you go. Ooh, from Allie Draws. Ooh, that also gives the alley-oop vibe.
It does. Honestly, anytime you have alliteration, for anyone who follows my stories on Instagram, I was so friggin' proud of, well, it ain't the cook of the crew. And I was like, wow, I'm really proud of that. Like, it's so simple, but I really like that alliteration. If it ain't the cook of the crew.
And then Ori shoots it down now.
No, that was one honestly, I'm standing up for a lot of my darlings.
Well, most of your darlings were shit we already kind of talked about. I was like, most of your darlings are like, yeah, we already had this plot point. You've just like come back around fleshing it out. It's like
Yeah, because before it's just like a little nugget of an idea. Now it's a full chicken.
Well, we're in it now. We're in it now.
Yeah. You got to turn those nuggets into chickens. And regarding Milano's whole thing, I don't think we ever discussed what he was doing in his thing besides the wandering. Like, that was brand new. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. No. It was the stuff before that I was like, we kind of already had that. You like the way you like voice message. No, the nav stuff.
Yeah, that was just me trying to get it straight in my head.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think we ever talked about like Hotsun doing something in return. You know?
Ooh, that's good shit, Penguin.
Ooh.
Oh, you just don't cancel out the gaze at the
creates.
numbers anymore? I see. There you go. You'll get there, Allie.
Well, see, Allie,
honestly, draw yourself as a Pokemon now.
Do you evolve via level or do you evolve via stone?
No, it's level. Penguin says level.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like the elbow is always higher up. No, it's not. Oh, how do I? Oh, okay, it's down. All right. I took martial arts, guys.
Session to figure out.
I took martial arts.
Oh, Allie follows the starter evolution scheme. I see.
Okay, let's move you down. So we really want to like pull the motion, and then we need the person getting hit. Will be fucker number. Well, I guess this is fucker number 1. Pawn of the system number 2, number 1. So okay, if I want,
he does look scrawny, but still, like he's got the muscle.
Well, this is, if I'm being honest, the anatomy is not the point right now. Right now, this is the action, the line of action. We're trying to get the motion down. So this has like that. If I would say it was like that, I would say like something like that. Something like that. But I want his... That has his body coming all the way, but I don't think that's how this would go. I think something like that. Oh, yeah. Something... God, scribbles. Fucker number 1 versus Pawn of the System 2. Number 2, number 1, yeah.
It really is giving that vibe. Like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Unfortunately, there will be fights in Outcast. And that is not something that Ori has really ever drawn.
Now, you can't have a pirate comic without some swashbuckling. And buckle the swash they shall.
Buckle the swash they shall. And so that's what I was talking about with gesture drawing. And why it's in quotations is because I hate doing gesture drawing. If the character isn't visible a little bit, I'm not interested. And so I want to be able to have that.
Ooh, Estrock asks, do you ever feel like you have to research it? Research what, Estrock? Poses?
Yeah.
Background details?
But I'm probably going to say the answer is yes.
Here.
Who's up here? Who up here pooping they deck?
No, they gotta poop the swab deck, don't you know?
Who's up nesting they crows, yeah. Ooh, okay, I like this. This leg is not great. Can't have a forever comic without a boat, yeah. Well, certified...
Oh, researching fighting and sword fighting.
So, yes.
Not necessarily for posing, but also the how. So fight choreography.
Yeah. So I will look up to like a certain level. I will take like it's one of those things where there's like a certain point where all of your interests coalesce in the YouTube shorts that come up and other things that you watch. So I don't do an insane amount of like sit down, I need to like research this now sort of thing. But there is a fair amount of like just ambient media that does come across my feed that I will like I retain very well. But if there's like a real whole thing, like definitely with like fencing, you know, like very technical fighting, so like a specific martial art, if I'm trying to like replicate a specific martial art, if I'm trying to replicate a specific like sword fighting, you know, like fencing is very technical, you know, like other things like that, I would like research that specifically for like exactly how it works. But I will also say I did take martial arts for a long time. I don't even know at this point. 12, 13 years, something like that, at least, at minimum. And so I definitely can understand, like, in my head, a certain amount of, like, how, like, a regular fist fight would go. Because one of the senseis that I did have was specifically, like, definitely grew up on the streets and would talk about how to actually not be mugged and stuff. So there is a level of just like this, but also what I am doing right now is not as much of a fight as it is a beatdown. And so there's not a lot of sort of, I guess, research needed there for this specific moment. There will be fights in the future. And what I do for research there actually more is, personally, I prefer to watch how other media has done it better. That just helps me more. A lot of people tell you not to do that. I will... this is actually a big one. Ferrex's movements are very researched, actually. Ferrex's movements are very researched. All of Ferrex's big, like, acrobatic-related things are directly researched from actual, like, gymnasts or parkour professionals. He does a combination of both. So that whole, you know, entry 5, where he does certain flips and certain jumps and certain lead-ins, that is all from me finding videos of real people doing the type of thing that I want him to do, you know, the act that I want him to do, and literally slowing down frame by framing the video to, like, find the positions that are like, this is the movement one, right? Like, this is the important one. And like that. I would do similar if I did like dance or things like that. If a character is using a specific weapon, like a fancy weapon, not just like a sword, probably more I would do more on the weapons than just like fist fights. I would look up people actually like fighting with them, you know, doing choreography with them and things like that. That character I showed you before, Fortune, he uses a meteor hammer. And that is a specific weapon that I watch a guy use, and that I looked up references of guys using and how they whip around and use it and hold it. And I then also went, I don't want to do all of that because it does wrap around you a lot. But I would do that. I know Windbreaker, I'm very excited to look through again and again. It's very inspirational to see sort of fighting styles. But what I think will be very interesting is actually getting the callers when they fight because they have different or extra anatomy, like tails. Will be very interesting to see how they go. Hardcore parkour, indeed.
Yes. That is Ferrex's middle name.
Yeah, really. It's his fault that literally any episode is 80 billion times longer.
It really is. He is constantly on the move. Flipping, jumping, doing it all.
Yep. All right. I'm pretty happy everything then this is too. So what I'm trying to decide here, basically.
Thank you for asking, Estra.
Yeah, no, please. We love asking the question. We love getting asked the questions to talk about something like that. What I'm doing here is that mild, incredibly mild spoilers for the next Outcast chapter. Everett beats up people.
Bless you.
Thank you. Everett beats people up. And I really want it to feel a certain way. So what I'm trying to do now is figure out how to make it feel a certain way. And this is not the way that I want it to feel. This feels like a fighter, like a boxer. I don't like it. This is not how I feel like he would do it, especially in this scene. This is not what I want. So we're going to actually take that away. I'm very happy with how the guard has reacted. How the person being beat up, because that is not at the reference at all. This is just me trying to follow the motion and how like you would fall, maybe, you know, startled, sudden. And I think that's the motion I want more, is being caught off guard. But I also have to remind myself to let the poses just, more like a slap down. See, it's not the formally trained. He is formally trained. And that's not what I want. That's not the issue I'm having. The issue I'm having is the how we got here. And this feels too prepared. Too like geared up and hit him. You know, this is too like wind up and go, which is not like we're not in the middle of a fight. I want it to be taken off guard, sudden. And so I'm trying to think of, if I'm here, we're doing things or whatever. Bam. Okay. I know what I want. How is that gonna work though? He's here, and then
a bitch slap from Maverick.
Yeah, we're getting closer, very much so. That is much closer, because we're here. I'm pretty sure we're here. Oh, that would be. Yeah, I think we're going. He's not a punch. It's not a punch.
I could see that Estrak where he's like taking off his glove and slapping him with the glove.
Too formal.
Well, it lures you into a false sense of security because, like, oh, he's just taking off his glove. It's fine. Oh, I just got smacked in the face.
Okay. I know what I want, but now the line of motion is weird. The line of action has because we're here. If we're here,
it's okay, we can fix it.
We're like this, and then it'd come, bam, like that. And how do I? Very difficult. Very difficult because he's not getting thrown. Oh, other option.
Ooh,
okay. Okay. This is what we're doing.
What we got? What we got?
I think we've got it. We've got it. We got it. I just need to get the positioning right. Yes. This is not the right... I know what I want. But how do I do it?
It's like, how do I get here? Where's the map?
How do I... Okay, we're turned this way. We turn this way. Let's come here. Thank you. We're standing over you. We have turn. Turn. Go that way. Oh, okay. Back up. You know, this is a problem. I've made the angle weird.
Ah, rats.
But it's what I like more.
Go with the one you like more. Bear hug.
It's not a bear hug. See, now it's... No, I hate it. I hate it. I know the vibe that I want. And I'm struggling. We're struggling. Struggling here. Because you're falling back. So you've been hit. I'm okay. So your movement is this way. So I want... And this is why I knew I had to do this. Because I really don't want to get to the point where I'm doing the comic sketches. And I have no idea where to start.
Good night, Mason.
Good night, Mason.
I saw it come in on YouTube. I don't see it on Twitch.
It takes a second.
Now I'm confused. Oh, there
it takes a second.
Did I do this too early? Did I predict it?
Okay, what if instead... Problem is, I know what the problem is. Just, I don't want it to be so dramatic on the average side. And I'm struggling on how to show him doing this sort of action. Without making his deal so dramatic. Okay. I'm gonna try another one. I want that. That's the motion. So then we have... This is your back. Ooh, oh, okay, wait. I might be cooking now. Okay, we might be cooking. See, Allie? We're in our block together.
It took her some time, but she got there.
We're definitely... Ugh. And this is why Outcaste will certainly be a struggle.
Yeah, just a tad, but we got it.
Certain parts will be a struggle.
Yeah, it's okay. We cooking indeed.
We cooking? Yeah. Finally.
We're heating up that oven. We're preheating it.
Yeah, we're preheating it. Holding his face. Yes, that's what we want. Look at that. Lovely.
Hold him by the cheek. Smack.
Yeah.
Do we have a reason for the guy to initially be there? Yes, Estrock, we do.
Oh, yes.
Reasons
but
that
I don't...
will be revealed in the entry.
Yeah.
But as
Don't
for the
want to
guards, they are
spoil too
stationed
much.
at this particular location. And, well, I think we could say Averett's coming to do his rounds, to do a check-in, and then leave it at that. But if somebody's getting beat up because Averett's doing his rounds, well, it sounds like someone didn't quite do their job right. At least according to him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Penguin. Guys are there, and in the future, they may do things. They are doing all the things.
I liked it before. Cleanliness thing, that's why he uses the glove. He doesn't wear gloves, is the whole thing. He doesn't have... There is a branch of people in uniforms that will wear gloves. It's very important to me. But it's none of the ones that we saw, and it's definitely not Everett.
Mm-mm. You will find out what he cares about and what he values. I promise, all in due time. It's happening.
I hate it. Okay. This is so sad. I'm so happy with this. But I just can't get the other one. So bad. Gross. Ew. This just doesn't feel right. Like, I mean... Yes, but no. Frustration. Alright. Goodbye, darling.
Time to kill the darling.
Yeah, it weren't working. Oh, you lost... Oh, you didn't eat that. You got mutton chops instead. Are you something? No. Okay. Darling dead. Okay. I'm trying to... Okay. We're gonna try to sketch really quick thumbnail vibes about how we get here. Because we get... here. Yep, Allie, that's the night that we have.
We haven't had one of those nights in a while. I guess we were overdue.
Okay.
Yes, we were definitely overdue for one of those
so
nights.
we're standing tall here. Okay. So we have this guy. We're not really trying that hard.
Ori?
Yeah, what?
The Don season, Don Evil Eye.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be playing it in theaters.
Oh shit.
They're doing that turn the first 3 episodes into a movie deal.
Yeah.
That will be wild on the big screen.
Hello, rectangle man. We have him like boop, boop. Yes. And then we have you. We're about there. Like this.
You're still gonna vote not guilty at her trial? Aw, that's a true fan.
We appreciate it. Well, I appreciate it, I guess. I'd be the one. I mean, stream wouldn't exist without me, so.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the first 3 episodes, Allie. I'm fairly certain. Let me double check.
Okay, we have to move you more this way.
Yeah, we're going to debut in theaters. With the first 3 episodes screened as a single movie. Yep, that's usually what they do.
I think Allie's more talking about of how we ended season 1.
Riding that hype.
The first 3 episodes are certainly going to be something.
Definitely will be something. I am scared, but I also need answers.
Okay, I like this. See, I really want a certain thing. I don't know if I can have it, though.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can have your cake and eat it, too.
Ooh. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Okay, give me reference. You're very scared? Yes. Okay. Pose. Good. We like. Yes.
Ooh, there we go.
Just feel like this is what fits. So we're here. Kind of leans.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good question. Allie, how far are you in AA3?
They started the second Ace Attorney investigation of case 3. So that's the Furio Tigre case.
My least favorite case of that game. Have fun, Allie. I still think Ace Attorney has yet to have a quote-unquote bad case.
Yeah, I have yet to have a case where I'm
Recipe for a
completely
Turnabout was not my favorite.
Unhappy with it, you know? Like, there's obviously ones where it's like, could have been better. Don't spoils. Yeah. Don't spoils. But,
not spoils.
You know.
Never spoils.
This is going up and he's going back. Oh, second. You're not. I thought you said tigre.
Apparently not.
I could have sworn you said Furio Tigre in your first thing you said.
That doesn't seem to be the case.
Allie, are you with Furio Tigre? Or am I bugging?
You may be bugging. But no, I thought there was another case before that.
Oh, it's the 4th case then?
4th?
Yeah, because the 3rd one's the second flashback. Isn't that how it goes? Yeah, the tiger case!
Oh, okay, you are in Tigre.
Okay, so that's the 4th one then?
Wrong.
That's the 4th one then, I think. It is the 3rd case! Oh, so you had a mistype. I see. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure she said Furio Tigre in the fucking thing. I'm so confused. The only reason I said the name is because I'm very confident that when Allie joined, Allie mentioned the name.
Ori, I think you're hallucinating,
I don't know anymore.
Something's happened.
They're on the second investigation of that case. We know his name. Okay. You're like gaslighting me accidentally. I didn't spoil anything. She said at the beginning.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Ooh. Everybody's yelling at me. I know what I meant, that I said what I meant, and it happens by 100%.
100%.
She's on the second investigation of the third case. We know the name. I'm so lost. I'm so dead. Okay. Good. I'm glad. I'm not insane. I'm glad I'm not insane. Everyone's trying to come, Ori, you're just spoiling it. And I was like, no, I was just paying attention to my chatters. Yeah, Zinniop.
Forever Zinniop.
They wanted me to voice him, but there was no way. He did not deserve me attempting to voice him. I got to voice a different character.
Maybe in another timeline. Ori, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do I find you on the Art Chat website? There is no search bar.
The Art Fight website?
I said Art Chat, didn't I?
Yeah, you said Art Chat, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be.
Definitely not what I meant.
Oh my god. Ah, yes, weird lady. Viola.
How do I find you on Art Fight?
So actually, the only way to do it is to type in links or go through links. So I'll send you my link.
I see. Damn it.
I honestly
want to follow the people I know so I can see all your amazing art when it happens.
Yeah, I prefer that. You can probably find most.
No search bar.
You can probably find most people. So that's the format. You can see the link format here, where it has a little tilde and then the name.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can try to search for people, but you do have to be exact.
I see.
Oh look, I just got your thing.
Yeah, because then I could follow people and see you all.
But yeah, you can follow. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Ah, you met Viola, Allie.
Yes.
Or Viola. I still never figured out how to say her name.
Yeah, so if you go to my thing, and you can click, you should be able to click on who I follow, unless you can find Allie and Enthuse and Microwave.
Nice.
And any other names you recognize. Amazin's there. Pastry Pufferfish, Zilla. Enthuse is just like you, a lurker. Think. Cosmic. Monica, do you do Art Fight? I don't know if you're still here. But yeah, most people have the names you should recognize. You want some piss feeding on me? Oh, hold on, where are we? Not nice. You feel like, bro, I guess Godot has no idea what he's doing. Yeah. Better be dead on the fourth case. Okay, I think we need some spit flying. That'll really sell it here. So I did get to use my thing.
You throw a knocked out tooth into the ring too.
We want to beat him up that much? I mean, we can. It just means I have to draw him with no tooth. Okay, but I got to have my cake!
Yay!
And I in multiple ways, actually.
We love it when we get to have our cake. I got to have my cake today. It's only fitting that Ori gets to have her cake too.
Hell yeah, using things. We're so excited for art fight. Yes, I'm very excited for art fight. What was your cake, Mars? Chat asks.
Oh, what was my cake? Basically a really fun story idea. So guys, the characters are going to port after this little detour to see what's happening in the place where the guards in Averett are. After we see that, we're going to get back to the crew and we'll see them at port. Hello, Monica. Welcome back.
Hello, Monica. Welcome back. Monica, do you do art fight?
It's going to be similar to the hangout arcs in that each character is going to get some time to, you know, kind of hang out in town and do what they need to do. And there's going to be some character building moments that are happening there, which I find interesting because before we got character moments when they were around Hotsun,
because we were just talking about it.
Character moments when they're not with Hotsun. So I think that's going to provide some depth into what their baggage is, which is going to be really fun.
What their deal is.
But for the longest time, I was trying to figure out what is Milano going to be doing. And I was going back and forth on it. I knew there was one thing we needed him to do because it was important to his character. But then aside from that, I was like, well, you can only do that for so many panels before it's like, okay, what else can we do? And it came to me today. I was watching Samurai Jack because that's apparently my repeat nostalgia show that I'm now currently on. Still very good. Still holds up very well.
Oh, you're inspired after we watched Kim?
Oh no, I've been watching Samurai Jack with my dad
for
weeks now. He got into it somehow. He was like, he started watching the Powerpuff Girls just like randomly one day, and he's like, "Hey Mars, do you remember watching this when you were little?" And I was like, "Well, I remember watching it in reruns because when it was coming out, like that was past my time." But yeah, I remember it. So we watched all of Powerpuff Girls, and then he was like, "Well, what else can we watch? We've done Adventure Time, we've done this," and I'm like, Dad, let's try Samurai Jack. I think you're gonna like it. And lo and behold, he really liked it. We started watching that together. But there's one scene in Samurai Jack that was really funny to me and just fit the vibe of what we're trying to accomplish really well. So I'm like, take parts of that scene, put a little Outcast paint on it, and adjust it so it fits Milano's narrative, and bada bing, bada boom. We got a scene.
Bada boom.
Bibbity bobbity boo. Oh, Penguin, there are so many. I don't know which Scooby-Doo show. I know the GOAT is Mystery Incorporated. But I don't know if
really
that's the one with
good
the famous celebrity guests.
Reboot.
I will stand by one of the funniest Scooby-Doo episodes is the crossover they did with Supernatural. That was hilarious.
I like the one they did with Kiss.
They did one with John Cena. Why doesn't that surprise me? Was that a movie or was that an episode?
The Kiss one was a movie. I don't know about the John Cena.
I saw in the Discord, Monica. It looks so cute.
Oh, I have to see.
Oh, it's absolutely adorable. Honestly, seeing all the Gardic art today, I was like, wow.
Where is it?
It's like little bunny in her tutu, and she's so adorable.
Oh. Ah, nice. Such a cutie. Does she have a name? Oh, yes, Charmazel. Ooh, very nice.
Well, that's pretty.
Likey. Crustle Snorlax fusion you want to do at that? It's good stuff. You vividly remember the Kiss movie? Yeah.
See, I don't think I watched any of the celebrity ones, to be honest.
I will admit, I definitely preferred after the first watch. The first watch scared the shit out of me, but upon rewatch, I do like Zombie Island or whatever, where it was real.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Zombie Island.
I also, maybe predictably, like the pirate one.
That one's just a fun time.
It's just a fun time.
Let's see. I really like the Witch's Ghost. That one's really fun. And Tim Curry is hamming it up. He's being a great villain. So good.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about Scrappy-Doo. We don't talk about Scrappy-Doo. No.
Am I the only one who was never bothered by Scrappy-Doo?
It's weird that he can talk.
Was I just too young to
I think you were too
understand the
young.
nuance of
I think
the
you were
annoying
too
kid
young.
character?
I think you're too young. The problem that also kills
He
me.
never bothered me.
Yeah, I know, right, Allie? Crazy. The problem I continuously have, to a very great extent, why can he talk perfectly fine and Scooby-Doo can't? What is that implying? Why does he walk on two legs? What are we doing here? It'd be different if he was a puppy that also spoke like
more anthropomorphic.
Scooby-Doo, but it's like we've crossed the bounds from, oh, what a fun thought to have a dog that can talk, kinda, mostly, and be smart, to, nah, this is literally just like a little furry. It's just like, for this?
For the world, I would hear someone call Scrappy-Doo a furry.
For the world that is specifically 99% of the time, none of it is actually a real thing. It's all like a scheme.
Oh, Scooby-Dum was horrible. I did see that one.
Yeah.
I hated him. He drove me crazy. I was like, everyone's getting on Scrappy-Doo's case. What about Scooby-Dum? I was just like, why? Why? Why are we doing this? But it's like, it's even one of those things where I go back and watch and I'm like, still doesn't bother me. Like, Jar Jar, I eventually came around to understanding, because Star Wars was another one I saw when I was young. And back then I was like, okay, Jar Jar, he doesn't bother me. He's even kind of funny. But, you know, I got older. My sense of humor changed. It grew up with me. And that was like, okay, yeah, Jar Jar's a little bit annoying. Like, I could see why people can't stomach him. But that did not happen for Scrappy-Doo. And I'm like, huh, what am I not seeing here? What am I not seeing? I'm so curious.
All right. We got it down. I'm very happy. He threw an elbow.
Oh, just in time, too.
He threw an elbow.
Oh,
I felt
true.
like that was the best. Now, I still don't know what I want him to do with his other... I do know what I want him to do with his other arm. It'll still be behind his back. We like that. And he's sweeping the leg. So that's how he's falling. We're great. Perfect. Love it. Save as. And guards. Beautiful. I do want to show one thing as we end. A little sneaky, because I'm very happy with the art. So we're gonna not look at anything for a second while I pull it up, so that we only get a sneaky and not the full spoiler. It's not a spoiler, but like, it will be on the Ko-fi eventually, so I'm sorry. But you can't all look at it for free. But I want to show it off because I'm very happy with it. Which part do I want to show off? We'll show off this part.
Decisions.
We'll show off this part. I feel like this part encompasses all of the things that I did. Okay. There. Edit. Crop. Beautiful. All right. So I've talked about this before. An artist that I really, really like is called Ikimaru. Art. And I'm gonna see if I can find a reference. But I was like looking at their stuff the other day. I don't even know. And I sort of had a moment where I was like, huh, they do. Oh, here's a perfect example. They do this thing a lot. And the thing is this glow around the outside of the character. When darker spots sometimes... Oh, you're not seeing it. Hold on. My bad.
Supposed to be on screen?
That was dumb. Now it is. There we go. This artist... But, it's this border. It's this, like, outline. This lighter outline around. So they got a lot of texture. All that sort of stuff. You know, texture in the shadow, too. I started doing that. But the thing specifically I'm focused on right now is they do this, like, painterly outline bit. And I was like, so I have done a piece. It's actually 3 pieces. I'll be on the Ko-fi, as it is for an AU that Enthuse guessed. I don't know if Enthuse is still here. Which is, I call these AUs, they're really like character cosplays, which is what I call them in like my folder files, where I shove characters from Outcast into the clothing.
She tells them, put on this outfit.
Yeah, because that's fun. But a lot of times, not even just put on the outfit, but put on the outfit in your color scheme. And so we have this Milano, which, ooh, look at the yummy texture and that light painterly outline. And you know what? I'm so here
Monica.
for it.
Thanks
Good
for
night,
joining.
Monica. We're about to end anyway, so you're not going to miss much. Oh, good luck. Do it. You can do it.
Oh, best of luck. I understand that endeavor.
But yeah, so I'm very happy with this new art style development that I like. See, we're always growing, we're always changing. I was doing stuff. And now, yeah. So this will be coming out soon. Oh, no. Whoop, no. Alrighty. Thank you all for coming to stream. Where's my ending? There it is.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming.
Joining us
If
this
you
lovely Tuesday.
don't know about the comic, you should. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're talking about. Go read it.
Please read
Hello,
it.
Willow. Yes.
Hi, Willow.
Willow, I mean, if you haven't seen already, I fucking love my rim lighting. I refuse to freaking render without my rim lighting. That's just a me personal thing. This is just apparently the culmination of that. It has, Allie, it has. We'll see if it makes it into Outcast. Maybe it's always done sparingly, unlike how I do rim lighting.
For specific scenes.
It's certain overlaps which I can see it being used, and I would definitely use it. But yes, thank you all for coming. Thank you to lovely YouTube channel members. Tangled Tower Tuesday was today, so a new episode of the Tangled Tower Let's Play is out. You can watch that. You can watch our shorts if you want to get ahead on the Ace Attorney episodes. And there's an Animini in the one that comes out on Friday. You can go watch, you can join at our Psychic Sidekick tier to get all those episodes right now. Also, yeah, Outcast came out yesterday. The last episode of the chapter.
Ori worked really hard on that episode.
I really did. Oh my god. I was still recovering today. I didn't do any work today either. Tomorrow I have to because the shorts are down. There's no more shorts. But that's a tomorrow thing. But thank you all for coming. Like the YouTube video if you're on YouTube. Add a comment on this video or another video or anything like that. I think you're all in the Discord. Join the Discord. Woo! I think it did it already. I don't know. Thank you all for coming, and have a lovely hump day, and we'll see you all on Thursday for Fingy! Oh, I'm excited for Fingy. Yep. We're getting Fingy done. Oh, Fingy's gonna be done. Excited. Art's gonna be done. We're locking in. Art done Thursday. Lock in.
It's gonna be glorious.
All right, guys. We'll see you then. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Take care, and see you on Thursday.